are about to become part of the phenomena of Star Wars. In a few minutes, you'll see a movie that's become more than just a movie. For 7 years now, it's been part of my life, and the saga it's given birth to has touched the lives of millions of others. It has a magic, Star Wars. But that magic doesn't lie only in its brilliant special effects. Its power derives from its spirit of romance and adventure. It's like the movies and cliffhanging serials of the past. It's an exciting and very special fantasy. And when it came out, the world went instantly Star Wars crazy.
I'm gonna need a minute.
So many people ask me about Sir Alec Guinness. I guess the two most often questions are Sir Alec and the robots. And there's a wonderful story that kind of tells you about both of them.
I heard your story on Twitter, and just this morning my daughter Chelsea was showing me the video of you with your R2-D2 arm. Oh man, that is fantastic. Wow.
Cody, still a man of few words, but 2 words roll right off his tongue.
Who did you want to meet?
Mark Hamill.
Make-A-Wish made it happen.
Skywalker. Hi.
How are ya?
Hi.
This whole thing. Yeah. Do you get that when you walk down the street in New York? Hey, Luke!
All the time. Hey, Luke, how you doing, man?
I get a hallway scene loop this time.
We are Echo Base Network. I am the coach. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching this video. If you've not already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our content that we release from week to week. Also, guys, if you'd like to support the channel, hit the join button. Look at the different levels of membership that we offer you guys. You won't be disappointed, and join our member family today. Nick and I greatly appreciate it.
Hello, my name's Tim Rose, and I'm with you here at Echo Base today. I've had a great time, and I played Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens, and finally in The Last Jedi. But the one thing that I seem to be remembered more than anything else is, it's a trap!
Hello, I am Vincent, which means vital information necessary centralized.
And my name's Bob, Biosanitation Battalion.
We wish to welcome you to Echo Base Network, where we keep Star Wars alive and remember why we fell in love with it in the first place.
That's right, Vincent. And I think the best thing about EBN is that they're a home to all fans. Even old rust buckets like me.
Old rust bucket indeed. Okay, everyone, it's time for the show. And remember, we are, you are.
Echo Base Network.
Thank you.
Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The Force will be with you, always.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What is thy bidding, my master?
You're under arrest, Jester.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
Stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
The Force will be with you, always. Like the night, all of them. The Force will be with you, always.
You're muted. Muted.
Golly, I've been talking this whole time and nobody could hear me.
And can I interrupt you for just one more thing, Nick? One more thing
ahead.
we forgot to do. All right.
Welcome back to another Saturday Night Live stream here at Echo Base Network. Mulligan, take 2. Here we go. We'll try this again. Thanks, Matt Rissman, for letting me know I was muted. Anyways, what I was saying is want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Coach is running a little behind schedule, so he'll be here shortly. So in the meantime, you guys are stuck with just me for now. But anyways, shout out to my boy James and Mason that are on their way back to North Alabama from Virginia. I was talking to them before the stream kicked off just a little bit ago. And he actually had a question for me about lightsaber colors and which lightsaber color is the strongest. Well, I was explaining to him that they're all equal in strength. The color has nothing to do with the power of the lightsaber. So real quick, here's a interesting fact on lightsabers that you guys might not know about. The colors of lightsaber crystals or blades have meaning, and each hue corresponds to a different trait or aspect of the Force. Every lightsaber wielder, from Jedi Temple Guards to Jedi Knights and Jedi Sentinels, has their own lightsaber in a color that can sometimes reveal their nature, intention, and character. So that is the meaning behind the colors of lightsabers. Doesn't have anything to do with the power of them, but I just wanted to talk about that real quick since he actually had a question about it. Anyways, guys, I need to get my freaking Rissman's gonna highlight. I can't see the member chat stuff though. Hang on, let me get this pulled up for real quick, guys. Apologize, I'm not used to having to run things here, so I'm a little bit unprepared. Let's see here. Oh, I need to fix that. I'm glad I saw that. Control room, viewer activity. Here we go. All right. $10 super chat from Donna Hergenrether. Thank you, Donna. Just want to tell you to have a great show. We are. Tell Rissman, no justice for Rampart. Thank you, Donna, for that. Rogue Sarge with the 1999 super chat. Hell, Rogue Sarge, good to see you, brother. Best Star Wars community on YouTube. Well, we think so. Thanks for that, Rogue Sarge. Let's see here. I think those might have been the. Oh, there's a couple member ones. Ted's Nerd World, member for 25 months. Rey sucks. Star Wars is on its last legs, and they're thinking of bringing her back. WTF? At least we have EBN Saturday night to look forward to. Let's go. Yeah, Rey does suck, and if they bring her back, that is a terrible idea. Clifton 3D with a member chat, member for 22 months. Stop feeding the ducks and hit that like button. Yes, people, hit that like button. It helps us out a lot, and we greatly appreciate it. McFrozen Nuggets, a member for 5 months. Not sure if you know, but Cameron Pasha dropped info on Patreon that Rey will appear in Ahsoka in 1 or 2 episodes where her timeline gets erased. Now, I heard that rumor, which contradicts the one that WDW Pro had released. They both can't be right. One of them is going to happen. One of them is probably not going to happen.
So many rumors, so little time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't keep up with all of them, honestly. And the thing is, Ahsoka comes out later this year, so we'll get our answers. We'll find out what's going on. Let's see here.
And then I think Debbie Young gifted 10. That's how you became a member. Welcome.
Yep. That's how.
10 members.
I was looking for the. It doesn't show that in the viewer activity, which is strange. I don't know why YouTube doesn't. Maybe it's because I just got in here. Maybe if I would have been in here in the beginning, it would have showed up.
Yeah, I've been trying to scroll on the TV, but she did give 10.
Yep.
YouTube members.
Thank you, Mama Bear, for those 10 gifted memberships. Welcome to everybody to the member family. She is actually at home sick, so well wishes to Debbie out there. Hope you get to feeling better. And yeah, they the rumors with that Cameron dropped and the ones that WDW Pro dropped. I hope Cameron is right and Pro is wrong. But I know the source and I know where he got the information. And it's credible. So I don't know where Cameron is getting his information. So I don't know, but I do know where Pro got his from. Let's see here. What else is going on here in the chat? Albert, time will reveal the truth. Yes, it will. Real quick before Coach jumps in here, I was on in Richmond. If you want to chime in on this, because I wouldn't mind getting your thoughts on this. But I was in Drunk 3PO's stream earlier, and they were talking about if Disney's making money on Star Wars or not. And I don't know if they're making money. Like, I'm not in the accounting department for Disney, so I honestly don't know. But with the Disney meeting that came out, their quarterly meeting, and them having to losing all the Disney Plus subscribers, having to lay off 7,000 people, it seems like they're hemorrhaging money. The toys, like every time I go to the store or something, I walk down the toy aisle to see what's out there. It doesn't seem to be a whole lot of Star Wars stuff. Definitely not any sequel trilogy stuff out there. I never see any of it in the merchandising anywhere. But to me, it seems like they care more about pushing their agenda than they do on making money, because the Star Wars IP is huge. And in my mind, it's easy to make dump trucks loads of money with Star Wars if you do it right. And so far they really haven't been doing a good job. So what do you think, Matt? Do you think they're making like a lot of money with Star Wars IP currently?
I think probably they haven't maximized their investment, and I think that's
I can agree with that.
A lot of what's been going on. You know, what you want to say about Iger or not, he's back now, and he's always been about maximizing that investment. And so I think the perpetuation of the sequels era, what's going on with Rey, some of those rumors about what's coming next, is trying to right that ship a bit. You know, I'm obviously not at home. I'm here at Universal. I'll be at Disney this coming week. I'm going to go to Oga's. I'm going to try and take some video, talk to Coach about it, try and take some video of Oga's Cantina. Maybe we'll do something there. You know, put it up for the channel.
I would also like to see you get video in their shop where they sell all the Star Wars merch and kind of show everybody what they're selling in there.
This is so interesting. I don't know how many people have been to Galaxy's Edge, but Galaxy's Edge has like a marketplace. So you walk this one way and you go through, and it's like a bunch of stalls. It looks like what you might imagine to be a marketplace,
like downtown Beirut.
You know, in the Star Wars galaxy.
Right.
And they have dolls and clothes and different things, and a lot of that stuff is very sequels oriented. Then you leave Galaxy's Edge and you go where Star Tours is, and everything that's there, it's a mix. And a lot of that is original trilogy. You know, it's not sequels oriented. And you walk a little bit out of everything, just up Main Street in Hollywood Studios, and you walk in to the store that I like to shop at, and it's almost zero sequels stuff. So they've done a very interesting, the product placement is very interesting.
A lot of Grogu stuff, I'm guessing.
A lot of Grogu. Grogu sells. I mean, so much Grogu. But I found some cool things that are not sequels oriented, but you don't find them in Galaxy's Edge. You find them in the park, or you find them at Disney Springs, but you don't find them traditionally within that construct of Galaxy's Edge. People walk out of there with lightsabers. They walk out of there with bags. I mean, The parks are popular and people are spending money. So a rambly answer to your question, do I think the IP still sells? I think in the right circumstances it does. But I don't think it's performed the way they hoped.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely not. Darth Scipio says, Nick, you are wrong. Lucasfilm wants to make money, but KK is incompetent. Now, I don't disagree with the last part of that, but who has more power? The corporates at Disney or KK?
You know, the interesting thing about the Cameron, I watched the clip. I think Coach sent me a clip about Cameron talking about Sparrow and some of the rest of it. And his source appears to be highly placed in Disney. And that source seemed to be sort of taking KK to task. The interaction seemed like it was they were higher than she is. So I don't know anything about Disney corporate. But I think the answer to that question is probably Disney corporate trumps Lucasfilm from a hierarchical perspective. So it's all about how much they want to engage to try and influence, which has always been Iger's strong suit or weak suit, depending on what you think about Iger. But he engages, he directs. He's a bit of a micromanager. He asserts himself in ways that I don't think people under him necessarily like. Is that helpful for the franchise? I don't know, but it's different than we have had with Chapek.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oops. Yeah, there you go.
Bowen Debbie Mulder with the $20 super chat. How to save Star Wars through World Between Worlds. A second timeline created. The Wills then close all portals to World Between World for 10,000 years to prevent a multiverse. A dual verse is great. Allows sequel and non-sequel fans to continue loving Star Wars. I would be all for that. Because I know there's a lot of people out there. Well, not a lot of people, but there are people out there that do like the sequel movies. And as much as I hate them and despise them, I wouldn't want to take somebody else's enjoyment of something I despise away just because I don't like it. So I would be all for a dual timeline. And I've said that in the past, to where the sequel trilogy stuff still exists in its own world. And then you have the unknown future of the current Mandoverse that doesn't lead to the sequels. They could keep doing what they're doing if they want to push Rey or any of that other crap. But, you could at least give the fans which I think are the majority that don't like the sequels, something to look forward to. Because a lot of people have already said once they start bringing in sequel trilogy stuff and Mandoverse, they're going to be checked out. And I think we're going to lose a lot of people if it comes to that. Matt Tween with $10. On our youth hunt, am I nearly drowned in an accident? Thanks to the quick action of my cousin, I survived. My pronouns tonight are blessed and grateful. Love you all here in the EBM family. Oh, wow. So did this just happen? Matt Tween?
Thanks.
Or is this something?
Matt Tween, I had no idea either. No, I think it's recent. So glad you're okay.
Wow. That's crazy.
This AM. He said this morning. This just happened.
Let's see. This AM. Okay, this AM. I said this am I near. I read it as AM. This AM. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. No, this AM. I had to reread it also.
Yeah.
This AM. This morning.
Wow, that's insane. Well, glad to hear you're all right, Matt Tween. That would have sucked, man, if we lost you. But glad you are doing all right. Let's see here. World Between Worlds is suck. A weak way of doing it. It also messes up the timelines without repercussions. I'm not really a fan of multiverse stuff and time travel and all that sort of crap. I don't like it. I don't think it belongs in Star Wars. But if it gets rid of the sequel trilogy, I'm all for it. Man, bring in time travel. Bring in whatever you got to do. I don't care. But yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of it. This is never going to go away, is it?
and sadly, Nick, I think again,
away.
if you think about and believe the Cameron Pasha story that he's been telling, they put it all on the table. They said, what should we do? Should we retcon? Should we move forward? What's the best way to continue to maximize our investment on Star Wars? And apparently retconning didn't win.
Yeah, and Pro basically said the same thing, or that's pretty much what Pro said, that the option was on the table. Yeah. They just didn't take it. Now, according to Cameron and his source, they did take it, but I don't know, man. I just don't know what to believe, because so many rumors and stuff come out. I mean, and you're not in those rooms and those conversations with Lucasfilm and the corporates and all that sort of stuff. So honestly, it's just a guessing game at this point. But like I said, we're going to find out the truth, and we'll find it out this year.
Daryl, and Nick, before you read Daryl, I don't want to lose track of Debbie Young, a member for 23 months. She also sent in and said, maybe Cameron and WDW Pro are both right. Perhaps the storylines are both, and they want to see which fan reactions to these leaks are liked most.
That's a very good possibility. Studios have been known to purposefully leak information to get feedback before they make a decision. It's been proven time and time again. Is that the case here? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But Daryl the Derelict, $5 super chat. There's a way around the sequels. Make it a Force vision of Luke's. Easy peasy. I would be all for that too. If it goes to Mandoverse and it's showing all the clips and scenes from the sequels, and then it shows him wake up and he's like, I gotta fix this. This can't happen, or something. I would be fine with that too. Anything that they could do to erase the sequel trilogies, or have them not, or at least have them to where they're not existing in the current Mandoverse. I'm all for it. All for it. And then Debbie Young sends in a $9.99 super chat. Sorry, in my delirium, I mistyped. It's the same.
It's the same as the member chat. God bless her.
Okay.
She sent a super chat the same as the member chat. God bless.
Debbie, you didn't have to do that. I got to look over here on my third monitor to see the other stuff. I got the chat and the stream, and then I got StreamYard. So I got three monitors here, and I'm having to bounce around and look at all this. But thank you, Debbie, for that.
So Nick, let me for everyone who sent in the super chats and all of our new members, let me play. Oh, are these? I think he fixed it, so we're not going to get copyright if I play something, right? I think
yes, yeah. I deleted the one that we kept getting hit on.
Perfect. So thanks to everyone who has super chatted, and welcome to and the gifted memberships and everything. This video is for y'all.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Stephen T. Meir. I'm dealing with serious injury and haven't worked in 6 months. If anyone can give me a membership, it would be a blessing. I love Echo Base. Stephen T. Meir. If anybody in the chat wants to gift Steven a membership, looks like he's fallen on some hard times. Been there, done that, know what it's like.
It's random. Much love and blessings to Steven, but it's random.
You can't pick people?
Them memberships.
Okay.
No, but you have to subscribe in the chat. You have to say I'm willing to receive the memberships.
Oh yeah.
And then I think
is it different on mobile and PC? Steven, I don't know if you're on mobile or PC, but there's an option there to be able to accept gifted memberships. And you have to.
He got it. Donna
yep, he got it.
Donna just gifted memberships, and he got one. He got one.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Donna. Donna gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships, and Steven got one. So there you go, buddy. For all the members here, feel free to go over to the community tab. You can see all the member posts over there. If you have Discord, you'll have access to Discord channels and all that sort of stuff. So welcome to all the new members, and thank you again, Donna, for that. Matt, I don't have any of the topics pulled up for tonight.
You want to go through topics? We can do it.
Yeah.
You should probably, because I'm on hotel Wi-Fi though. You should probably, if you can, go into the Google Doc and pull them up. And I'm happy to talk with you about them, but I don't want to. I'm already a little bit overloaded here, so I don't want.
Yeah. That's fine.
I don't want to degrade the quality of the stream.
Yeah, let me just go to the drive here.
Actually, I think the first topic is a Lego topic.
Is it? Oh, your favorite.
We don't have to talk about Legos. You can pick the ones you want.
No, we can talk about it. Because while my nieces and nephews were here, I built my first Star Wars Lego. And that is a freaking sweet TIE Bomber.
Yeah, that TIE Bomber, they did. I forget the last time they did a TIE Bomber, but they did a really good job with that TIE Bomber. I agree. Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah, very good job. I built that while my nieces and nephews were here. And it took some time, man. It's a small set. I can't imagine freaking doing a Star Destroyer or the Falcon or the Death Star. Good God. What's the biggest set you've put together? And how long did it take you?
The Devastator is probably the biggest set I put together. And what you can't even see about that on the side is where the pieces come together on the wings. That whole side piece has what they call, the term is called greebling. It's called little pieces that they put together to kind of make that what we see on screen. They did that. Yeah. And so that had to be done twice. All those little pieces. I'm like, oh, no wonder this thing is 6,000 pieces. It's so intricate. And, I'm such a perfectionist. I'm like, looking, did I do it right? Did I miss a piece? What happened? That's the biggest set I've ever put together. Ever.
Yeah. I saw a couple YouTube videos, where people took some of those sets and they did the fiber optic lighting in them. Yes. And those look really badass. Those look really.
That's
really
a whole different. That's a whole different animal. Like you have to put the set together, and then you have to stitch in all those. The wires are so obviously so small in those lighting sets. But by the time you're done with it, it looks amazing. I was like, I could barely put the set together. I can't actually take the time to. I mean, that's like model build. I can't put all that little stuff. No way. No way I can do
that. Real quick before we hit this, the Matt Cave member for 23 months and also failure of Final Fantasy Remake completed playthrough. Just wanted to throw that in there. Hail Matt Cave though, reached another milestone today. 601 subscribers. I couldn't have done it without the amazing EBM family. Thank you everyone, especially Nick and Coach. Well, congratulations, Matt Cave, to that milestone. 600 plus subscribers. If you guys have not subbed to the Matt Cave, definitely go over there and sub to him, huh?
Alan Copeland, I see you're still here. If people are in the chat and not subscribed to the Matt Cave and you love their retro gaming, love for you to subscribe. Alan, if you can, hit up the link. I'm doing too many things here now. Hit up the link for the Matt Cave and let's get him need to get him to 1,000. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Let's get Matt Cave. Let's get Matt Cave to 1,000. Daryl the Derelict is also a mod in the chat. So and Daryl and Alan and Thrawn are the ones I see just here recently that should still be here. So if you guys have links, and Felix is here. I know he's a mod.
And Nick, I didn't actually answer your question about Devastator. It took me probably a week of working 5 or 6 days. It took me probably 12 hours to put the Devastator together. And I because I messed part of it up and I had to to start it again. So anyway, it took me about 12 hours. That's the longest time I've invested in putting a set together.
Yeah, it took me about 2 hours for this TIE bomber. But I was also doing it with two small children.
Yeah,
that were wanting
the TIE bomber took me like 45 minutes, right?
Yeah,
but I'm with you. If you have distractions or whatever,
they were wanting to open all the bags and dump all the pieces out. I'm like, no.
Oh no,
one bag at a time. They're labeled this way for a reason.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, when the funny thing is when we were putting the TIE bomber together, I actually thought about you, and I meant to ask you this question a long time ago after when we streamed that following Saturday after I put it together. If the bags were numbered and you had no instruction booklet, do you think you could put one of these sets together without instructions and figure it out?
So the interesting thing about numbered bags is when Lego started, there were no numbered bags.
No, because I had
Legos
it as
they were just
I
Legos
built the
in
big
bags.
castles and everything as a kid, and yeah, it was all the pieces were in one huge bag. But yeah, those castles took forever.
Yeah, so back then, the way you had to do it was you open the bags and you sorted the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You put similar pieces together. I mean, some people didn't, but I mean, for me, it was sort the pieces, look at the instructions, and even in the numbered bags, I still tend to sort the pieces, especially when the pieces are very small, like in that Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
For me, it's like numbered bags, sort the pieces, follow the instructions, don't get distracted, right? And so. But back in the day, I mean, people nowadays, there's so many numbered bags. It's like, in my day, there were no numbered bags. You know, it's like back in the original.
They definitely make it easier, so you're not having to shift through, a gazillion pieces. So yeah, they definitely make it easier. Thrawn says, Nick, are you excited for Final Fantasy 16? I might get it and check it out, but I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan, like for the entire series. I like the games. I'm more of a diehard Final Fantasy 7 fan. That specific game, I played it as soon as it came out on PS1. I actually played the demo that came in a magazine, a PlayStation magazine, and I wanted a game that was like, so many games I'd play and within like a week or something, I'd have the game beat, I'd go through it completely. So I wanted a game that I was going to have to spend a lot of time on. And after playing the demo of it, I was like, oh, I'm getting this. And I fell in love with the story. I fell in love with the characters. It was the first ever Final Fantasy game that I played. And so, yeah, huge fan of 7. Not a huge fan of the overall Final Fantasy series. All right.
And Nick, we have one. Felix Quiros had Felix Quiros, member for 22 months, Jedi Master. He says, wow, 22 months on EBN. Question for Nick and Matt. Do you think that the leak of the 2 paths for the future of the Star Wars timeline is the business maneuver from Bob Iger to make the most money? So this is similar, I think, to what Debbie said around sort of polling the audience in a way, testing the audience. And putting, because there has been some speculation that related to the Acolyte and also the Lindelof movie. These are a couple of things I know that are in the show notes. that things have been specifically leaked to the trades to test the waters, right?
Yeah.
To see what the reaction is and how are people feeling and what's going on, because I really don't think personally that they want to cannibalize The Mandalorian from Disney Plus by putting it on the big screen, because they have things that are that they know are popular with that, right, on Disney Plus. So do I the thing about it for me on Felix's question, I don't so many things have been in motion before Iger showed up that now I think he's just trying to get them on task, right? He's always been very much about, let's get on a schedule and let's stick to the schedule. So I think the
He
one
didn't seem
thing
to
about
do that. He didn't seem to do that very well with the sequel trilogy. He seemed to kind of rush that whole thing through.
Well, and I'm with you, right? And so I think they've been working now though for a while on scripting on the next movie.
Yeah.
And I think that next movie will come in 2025, whether it features Rey and Grogu, or someone else said the trifecta, right? Rey, Grogu, and the Halcyon. You know, but if you look back at what he said in their investor call, he said, we are investing in the IPs that are park driven. Toy Story. There was a few things named. I haven't seen one of the Toy Stories, right? But I guess we're up to 5. And they're bringing Tim Allen back, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's, all of a sudden Tim Allen's okay. He's okay now. So I don't know how all this happened.
And I'm surprised a little bit that because they're very left-leaning, woke company. Tim Allen is a very conservative, right-wing guy, and a lot of people are trying to cancel him. So I'm surprised he's back, but it's the right move. And the thing is, it would also be the right move if they brought Gina Carano back. But at this point, I don't think she'd even want to come back, even if they asked.
I'm with you on both of those things, right? I mean, Iger's like, what politics aside, Tim Allen is Toy Story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's these things that people expect in these franchises, right? And these IPs that Disney hasn't been delivering on consistently for most of the fandom, or I wouldn't say most, cancel me again, for a lot of the fandom. And so he understands that, and he wants more traffic in the parks. That's why all of a sudden now there's going to be an Avatar experience coming to Disneyland, probably show up in Paris. He's leaning into this stuff, and so now he's come back, on what do we do with Star Wars and why have they been so gun shy in putting a movie out? He wants a movie out in 2025. Someone's going to deliver on that. How will the story be?
Yeah.
Don't know.
That's the big question. And King's Advisor sent in who's been a member for 1 month, sends in a member chat. Okay, here's my member chat for just a month, but has it been a huge month? By the way, we need a toy stream as well. Let's talk Legos, Mr. Grand Moff. I'm sure Matt would have no problem talking Legos anytime, which is actually what we're about to get into. Yeah. We're actually
and also I think Darth Scorpion member for 11 months. It just says Padawan, so I don't know if they re-upped or they just didn't type in a message. But I just saw Darth Scorpion fly by.
Yeah, I think he sent. Oh no, it wasn't a member sticker because it's not showing it in the chat. But hail, Darth Scorpion! Yeah. Good to see you, brother.
So Darth Scorpion, if you had something to say,
yep,
just put it.
Thank you.
Type it in the regular chat and watch for it, Darth Scorpion, if you had something to say.
Yep.
Oh, Donna's looking at my tag.
Oh, so there's actually a article out there, which I'm not going to pull it up, but because I don't have a link to it actually, but you probably know about this story. Every Lego set, that's the word, every Lego set retiring in February 2023, which is this month. I don't know what's going on with this. I just see it in the show notes that's one of the topics. Do you know what's going on with this? Because I haven't heard this. This is news to me.
So there's a list of there's a list of Lego sets that they periodically, they gauge the interest and they retire sets every now and again. And so the particular article you're referring to is just listing the sets that are all retiring this year. I think for me, a lot of the sets I have, some of them I didn't buy, but the interesting thing about the retiring sets is they're retiring some of the Return of the Jedi focus, like the helmets and some of the other things, while we're anniversarying it. And so for me, that's kind of like, well, why do you retire Boba Fett's helmet? Why do you retire the Scout Trooper's helmet? Because they're coming out with new dioramas that are Return of the Jedi focused. As a matter of fact, I think both Lego and Hasbro are doing some great things to celebrate Return of the Jedi from a collectibles perspective. But I don't understand why Lego retires Return of the Jedi anythings while it's the Return of the Jedi anniversary and you're releasing, like they're releasing the Boushh helmet. The Leia Boushh helmet is releasing for Return of the Jedi and some other things. I'm like, so why do you do that? I don't know. But
you have some of those helmets,
about
don't
a series
you?
of sets.
I
have almost all of the helmets that they released, except for the I didn't get Luke's Red 5 helmet, just because I didn't like the way it looked. But all the rest of the helmets I had, and they make great display pieces. So I don't know.
Legion of Maul, why not put Return of the Jedi back in theaters? Do you think I haven't heard an announcement on it, and I would be surprised if they actually do it. But I think it would be it'd be a good move by Disney if they re-released it in theaters for its anniversary. What say you?
I'm with you. I've said on a couple other streams also, for me, if they want to restart the Star Wars movies, why not just do, and even when we were coming out of the pandemic and movies were reopening, why not release the first 6 Star Wars movies again theatrically? Understanding that it's not going to be the original of the first, of 4, 5, and 6, but people would have gone out and seen that.
Yeah.
Right. So why not start with Return of the Jedi now and just go back to town on putting these movies out for people to consume them? But that's not the way they think.
No, I actually would have been interested in seeing the re-releases of them in 3D, what George was doing before he sold to Disney, but he fucked up. No word. By starting with Episode 1. He should have started with the original Star Wars movie. Because a lot of people didn't go to the theater and see the 3D version of Episode 1. I didn't. I know Coach didn't. Did you see it? Did you see Episode 1 in 3D?
I did. I went back when they put them out in 3D, or was it only one? How many did they put? I don't even remember now. But anytime they put them back out, I went and saw.
Yeah, they were supposed to do all 6 movies. And I think that was going to be George's way of financing the TV show that he was wanting to do. Because, when they re-released the toy line in the 90s, he used that money to help fund the prequel movies. And then he was going to re-release all the 3D movies and use that money to fund the TV show project. But the first one didn't do well. It didn't make enough money. And so they ended up canceling that whole thing and they didn't do any anymore. But I would have went.
I don't know about you. I'm not a huge 3D fan. So I mean, and The Phantom Menace is don't cancel me, but The Phantom Menace is one of my least favorite
It's not very
of the
good.
Star Wars movies. So I went and supported as a fan, but 3D for me, it's just tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just tough.
Yeah, the Matt Cave says I saw Phantom Menace in 3D. It was weird. The conversion was a bit odd. I still love that movie though. I love the end of that movie. The end of the movie was great. I could rewatch the end of the movie all the time. But everything before that, minus a couple moments and scenes here and there, just was not that good. It was actually honestly pretty cringe.
And I just saw Georgie Girl send in a I'm pointing on my TV.
Oh
just
yeah,
send in a
yeah.
member chat and said that they're going to see Return of the Jedi with the symphony. Right. This is something I would like to do, where the movie plays and they have a real life symphony playing the score.
Oh, that would be badass. Oh, I would totally go do that. Are they doing like a tour of that? Is that like a thing?
Apparently,
like
I think.
Let's see. I'm about to look that up.
Going to Return of the Jedi Symphony in 2 weeks with my best friend. Can't wait. So they've done it a couple of different ways. They've done it where you go and see the symphony and they're just playing the music and the movie doesn't show up. There's no movie screen. It's just them playing the music. And other times I know somehow they've done it where the movie is playing and the symphony is playing the score, and that's the one I would like to see.
It's the Chicago.
You have to be in the right place, the right time.
It's the Chicago Symphony Orchestra is who's doing it. Chicago Symphony Orchestra. It looks like it's going to be Thursday, June 30th, Friday, July 1st, and Saturday, July 2nd. I'm trying to see where Orchestra Hall. Venue is Symphony Center. Is that in Chicago? It just says venue. Yeah, June 30th through July 2nd.
Interesting.
It is 220 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois.
And Georgie Girl is confirming now it will be a symphony playing with the movies on screen in the background. It's playing in the Holt Center of the Performing Arts in I always say Oregon.
Yeah.
No, Oregon.
Yeah. Some people say Oregon. Some people say Oregon. Tomato, you know.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, that's awesome.
Georgie Girl, I hope you have a wonderful time. I would love to do that. To me, it sounds like it would be so much fun. So much fun.
So when they do that, you don't actually get the dialogue on screen and hear the sound effects. It's just the movie playing with the orchestra just playing, right? So there's like no
I think
dialogue.
they're just playing the score somehow. I don't know how they do it. I guess somebody de-scored the movie somehow, and so the symphony is there, the movie is playing, and they're filling in the music.
God, that would be so freaking badass.
Right?
I totally want to do that. That would be.
Oh, and it looks like Thrawn's doing something in Charlotte also. The Charlotte Symphony looks like it's doing something also similar to this. I don't know if they're playing the movie or just playing the score. If you want to click on the link and see.
Yeah, I did.
I want to do it here, but a lot of
March 17th and March 18th. The original Star Wars trilogy come to dramatic conclusion at Belk Theater this season with Star Wars Return of the Jedi, The Empire and Rebel Alliance, Final Countdown, blah, blah, blah. Yep, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say exactly how they do it, though.
Yeah, I'd love to go and experience it. Like I said, I've never done it. Never done.
Thrawn. So the one in Chicago is at the end of June, 1st of July. Thrawn, let us know what that's like, because if it's that good, I actually wouldn't mind taking a trip up to Chicago for the weekend, taking a couple days off work and going and checking that out. That would honestly be pretty freaking badass. What is up, the Sundowners Club? Debbie Young with the $4.99 super chat. Now doing that kind of a thing with the symphony playing live with the movie Disney. That is how you keep Star Wars alive with its fans. Yeah, and when they do this, I'm guessing they got to get permission from Disney to be able to play this. The movie plays, the orchestra plays the music along. Okay.
So I have to believe that Disney has produced a version of the film that's, I'm going to call it descored. I don't know what the right word is, just for this purpose. So I'm sure Disney's still making money off of the fact that someone's showing the film, and then you get that theatrical plus experience by having the symphony playing the music. How amazing would that be?
That's awesome. Well, thank you for that super chat, Debbie. For the other people that have sent them, this video right here is for you guys. I think Rissman will like this one.
So Mediator has decided 1 point Valiant Renegade. That is a very, very valid argument. Okay.
Bring me some pizza rolls.
What you're really saying, Valiant, though,
May the force be with you. For me, to Papa.
And so the best thing about that is just prior to that, you were eating the popcorn, right? You were eating the popcorn first, and then can I get the pizza rolls?
Yeah, I was talking to Coach. He was watching. He was dying laughing.
So glad that stream's never happened.
He was like, "Did your
private?" And it's like it never happened. So
he was like, "Did your mom really bring you pizza rolls? Did she ever bring them?" I was like, "My mom wasn't here." I was like, that was literally just me just bullshitting, with the stream. So like I'm that old guy that still lives with his mom in the basement, Star Wars nerd, so yeah, I was just trying to bring a little humor to the tense conversation going on in the stream.
It would have been actually funnier if your mom did appear with pizza rolls, though.
Yeah,
so.
Here you go, son, and then patted me on the head. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, continue the conversation. I started eating pizza rolls. Sander Hammer Slag. Bring on Valiant. Pizza rolls. Okay.
Well, my mother wants to know is that another no word, Nick? Pizza rolls.
Is pizza rolls another no word? Or was he talking about?
I don't know.
He was probably talking about when I said bullshit, and I say all kind of no words. I don't ever play that stupid ass no song though. That's all Coach, and Rissman likes doing it. I know there's a lot of people in chat that like it. All right, so another topic for tonight: Star Wars Jedi Survivor. IGN Fan Fest Day 1, February 17th, which is here this next week at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. It's going to be a stream on IGN on YouTube with the design director, Jeff Maggers, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Shows off brand new look at the game and walks us through some of the new and exciting areas players can expect when the game releases April 28th. Now this game got pushed back. It was supposed to come out I think March. Was that the original date, Matt? March?
I think it was like March the 15th. It was
yeah,
like middle of March,
I think so.
And they pushed it.
Yeah, which is fine with me that they pushed it back. I'd rather it be ready to go and not be all buggy and almost not playable on day one release. I'd rather them work out any last bugs or kinks or whatever before dropping it. Same thing happened with Final Fantasy VII Remake. They delayed it a month because they had some bugs and some stuff to work out, and they didn't want to release it until it was actually ready. So props to them on delaying it and fixing some last-minute issues for it. But, yeah, February 17th, they are going to be streaming that on IGN. I hate IGN, but they do have some good stuff over there. They get some exclusive things like what they're doing with this Jedi Survivor stuff. I'm actually looking forward to the game. I really enjoyed the first one. The gameplay was frustrating at points for me, but the ending had a great payoff. You don't really play games. You never played it, did you, Matt?
I played the original. So during the pandemic, I got a PlayStation 4 just to play Jedi Survivor, and it frustrated me so much that I just watched other people play it online. So me and Coach are kind of kindred spirits as far as Jedi Survivor goes. And I you know me, I don't have a PC at all.
Yeah.
So I certainly wouldn't buy a PlayStation 5 just to play the next Jedi Survivor. I've had so much fun watching other folks play it, and the story is great. You just go online and find the cutscenes and put it all together as a story. It's amazing, but it's just too many buttons for me, and the rest of it, and the I was like, no, it's too frustrating. So I didn't do it.
Yep, I'll definitely be getting it. I'm sure it'll be very similar gameplay as the first one. That first one, though, gosh, some of those boards and some of those puzzles you had to figure out, I literally had to Google search how to get through them. The map on it was very awkward. The 3D map, it was hard to kind of tell where you had to go to get to where you needed to go. So, yeah, there were some things about the game I didn't like. Some of the supporting characters in the game I found kind of cringe, but the ending of it really was worth the playthrough for sure. I'll be curious to see what they do with that character. Do you think we'll see Cal Kestis in live action? Matt?
Uh-oh. I may have lost you there. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear you, Nick.
I said, do you think we'll see Cal Kestis?
Maybe reaching the limit of the hotel Wi-Fi.
Do you think we'll see Cal Kestis in live action?
Hold on, I'll be back. I'm gonna try rejoining. Be right back.
All right. Well, Matt gets that figured out. I'll hit some chats here, see what's going on. I'm looking forward to the game. Cannot wait to play it. Ted says, I tried playing that and watching a playthrough at the same time and still got too damn frustrated. It's a very frustrating game. Several sections of it for sure. I played it in story mode. That helped me. I can't remember what the story mode. I thought that was the only mode. Fallen Order is my favorite thing to come out of new canon. Yeah, I thought it was good. Did not get 100% content. I'm guessing you're saying that you didn't get through the game 100%. Black, I still haven't finished Fallen Order, but one day I'll revisit it. Yeah, you should definitely check it out if you're planning on getting the second one. Matt Cave, I think we will. Cal in live action would be perfect. Yeah, I'd be all for it. Nick, have you checked out Final Fantasy 16 trailers? I have. I've watched every single one of them. It looks pretty badass. That's why I'm considering getting it and playing it. The only thing is it's going to be very different. It's almost going to be like like Devil May Cry, action role-playing game. You're not going to have several different characters that have their own weapons and you can level them up and all that. It's just going to be one guy. So that's the only thing that gives me concern about Final Fantasy 16. Is it just being one character that you're controlling? It's not like a party of people like most of them have been. Story mode. That's the easy mode. Oh, okay. I can't remember what mode I played it on. Is Fallen Order better to play on PC? If you got a really high-end graphics card, it probably is better to play on PC. I mean, modern consoles just can't compete with the hardware of a modern gaming PC. It's just they just can't. If modern consoles were to get up to the high-end level of gaming PCs, a modern day console would cost you $2,000 to $3,000, if not more than that. And so to keep costs down, consoles are always behind the technology curve when it comes to gaming, as far as frame rate, graphics, all that sort of stuff. Because it's just not cost effective for them to do that. Let's see here. Oh, we have a guest, guys.
Hey, look at
Coach is here.
What is up? You brought me in when I was like picking my nose. Like,
oh, thanks.
What is up, everybody? Good to see you all. Thank you for being here, and sorry about my, what a beginning. You brought me in when I was picking my nose, and when you brought yourself in, you were muted for a good solid 90 seconds.
Oh yeah.
What is up?
Hey, that's what you get when I'm running things.
Forgot field the base.
Oh, I wasn't controlling any of that. Rissman was controlling all that.
Oh, so that was on him.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. All right. Well, numbers are climbing. We got 183 people here. And look, yep. I've not been able to really talk. So where are we? What are we doing?
So I just got done talking about Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
And then, so that's where we left off in the notes.
Okay. Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor.
Okay. So up next is the 10 most romantic date spots in the Star Wars galaxy. Everybody.
Gay. Who put that topic in there?
I did.
Oh, gay. I got to start doing show notes.
Well, I mean, there's not. I mean, geez, dude. I thought it was something that we could like
make fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm making fun of it. So
I think you're kind of misreading.
So mission accomplished.
Yeah, but you coming at me.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Okay. All right. Before we get there, I want to tell everybody, I don't know if you mentioned it or not, if you saw it in the notes, that on our Patreon, I upgraded our Patreon today in a major way. All of our Patreon members, you now can see my latest uploads, Bad Batch episode 7 and 8. I also uploaded the audiobook Tales of the Jedi Book 1, and I also uploaded the incredible documentary Plastic Galaxy, the history of Star Wars toys. In the future, we are going to open our Star Wars vault. We got hundreds of audiobooks. We got hundreds of videos. We got things that hasn't been seen in forever. we're going to be uploading the despecialized editions of the original trilogy. So if you would like to join, we would like all of you to join us on Patreon, and that's a big, huge support of our channel. Like that's incredible support, because we get 90% of your $5, and we really appreciate that. That's a low cost for what we're going to be providing you on Patreon. And in 3 weeks, we're going to be posting our entire Mandalorian reaction videos on there. So I hope that you guys will join us over on our Patreon. And Rissman, if you don't mind, throw that link out there so people can see that. And
Patreon link.
Yep, and I'd appreciate that very much, sir.
Right when you said Patreon, a light bulb just went in my head and was like, "Oh crap! I was supposed to download and upload episodes 7 and 8."
Yeah, I knew you didn't. I asked you 2 days ago.
I completely forgot all about it.
I know. Do you know how many times I've heard you say that in my life?
Oh, probably over 1,000.
Oh, thousands.
Yeah.
Thousand. I completely forgot.
I have a terrible memory. Like, I have like a one-track mind. Like if I'm focused on something and other stuff said, it's gone. Like I'm one of those people you got to constantly remind me of stuff.
I don't know.
Have you received any smack from Stephanie Janisex?
I don't think so.
No. She did say something about us in her stream.
She did say a couple things about us in her stream, but
yeah,
it wasn't
really anything big.
Nah. I think it's over. So
yeah.
All right. So look, I'll tell you what. Throw a poll up.
All right.
Do you guys want to hear about the 10 romantic spots in the Star Wars galaxy? Or do you want us to roll on to the next topic? That's what I want to know.
All right. Poll incoming.
We're not talking about Tron. We're not talking about, Dune Part 2. We're talking about the 10 places in the galaxy. Look, everybody's like, no. Look, it's going to be majority rules. We're doing it. Majority. Nobody has made fun of my big forehead or anything yet. This is pretty nice.
Oh, it's coming, especially now that you just pointed it out.
Oh, great. Darcipio's here, so yeah, it's going to happen.
Poll is up.
All right. It looks like the no's are going to win. Well, let me kill this article. All right, 68%. You're saying there's a chance. You're set. 69. Romantic.
It just jumped to 71%. 73% no.
Okay, so the answer is no. Sorry, everybody. I will. How about the 10 least romantic locations? Everybody.
Geekdom 101 in the house.
What?
I voted no.
What? All right. That's hilarious. All right.
What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man.
If you want to know about the 10 most romantic spots in the Star Wars galaxy, there is the link. Go check it out. All right, Nick, can you do another poll, please?
All right. We're ending this one.
Should Coach wear his hat? And if it's a majority yes, then I'm going to go grab a hat like normal. I thought I would try, All right, so while you're doing that, Hogwarts Legacy. Had a long conversation with my boy Thrawn yesterday about it. Me and my daughter went to the local Walmart here. They didn't have it. So we drove to the Walmart in our neighboring city where I grew up. They didn't have it. We go to GameStop. We ask for it. They had the case on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell me right there that there was a huge malfunction with Switch
Yeah.
And Hogwarts Legacy, and they actually pushed the release date back 4 months.
Good God, 4 months?
The release date on the Switch. That's how bad it is.
Dang.
So I think when I get paid, I'm going to go get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. I don't know which one. I already know your opinion. I want somebody.
Should we do that? Should that be the next poll? What should
want
Coach get?
Well, I want somebody that's non-biased. You're extremely biased.
I am extremely biased.
All right. Oh, it's 50%. 50% of y'all are liking my head. That's what I'm seeing here. Matt Cave, Xbox Series X or PS5? I need to know. Brandon the Anime Guy says PC. Can't do it on PC because I don't want my kids on my computer.
Yeah.
Olaf joined us on Patreon. Did you hear Darth Vader breathing?
No.
You didn't, did you? But you see it on my window.
Yes.
Isn't that pretty cool? That's a nice little touch right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Did the chat hear it?
If you didn't hear it, the chat didn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
But you could see it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that.
PS5 all the way. PS5. Ted said no. Get Xbox games on the PC. That's exactly what you said, Nick.
Yep, that's exactly what I said.
Oh, geekdom. All right. So I don't know where you are with super chats and everything, Nick.
I think I'm Venger just sent one in. I'm caught up.
We're at 51%. No hat. So Nick, I'm gonna let you make the decision. Hat or no hat?
The chat decided. So
50, okay. All right, in the poll.
Yep.
No hat tonight.
All right. New poll coming. New poll coming. New poll. Let's see here.
Thank you for subbing over to our Patreon, Olaf. Anybody else who joins us on Patreon, let us know. And I will be updating our Patreon roll call video for our pre-show in the very near future. So thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed the goodies that are coming. I look like a floating head.
Hey, a floating head. You know what that's from, right?
I do. Nobody else here does, but
Probably
I do.
All right, new poll up. Which gaming console should Coach get?
All right, and we got a super chat. Jeremy Turner. Hey guys, just wanted to send some love. Keep up what you're doing, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy Turner. Thanks for that, brother.
Jeremy. Very, very generous there. Thank you so much. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yep. And for those of you that are new, that might have just recently joined, PC is an option because Coach doesn't want his kids on his PC. So it's got to be one of the two. Everybody knows PC is better than gaming consoles.
I am shocked to hear you say that, honestly, as much as we have gone round and round.
Oh, well, it's true. But I like a lot of the...
It's just cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper
and
it's less hassle on a console. Yeah. You just put the game in and
I'll be dropping $4,000 on a PC this summer.
Yeah.
So I'm saving my pennies now.
Yeah. Gaming PCs are not cheap. And
what
then
is PCMR? I've seen that a couple times. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
PCMR. What? Hey, you said you are, we are, EBN. It's we are, you are, EBN. You said it backwards. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah. No.
You might have a tinge of dyslexia.
Maybe.
All right. Where are we? 65% PS5. Okay. All right. Well, there we go.
PS5's where it's at on gaming consoles.
All right. So here we go.
Plus, on top of that, when you get a PS5, you get the PlayStation and you get PlayStation Plus. You get like 12 free games off the bat to play with.
Cool. All right. So I think a lot of you guys saw this news that came out a couple days ago. That is kind of heartbreaking news. The story, you see the headline here: Chewbacca actor Peter Mayhew's wife speaks out against his Star Wars scripts and more being auctioned. It breaks my heart. So if you are new to that story, and honestly, if Nick and I had time, we would have covered it. So if you're new to the story, it was several years ago, 20 years ago or more.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Mayhew was in bad health then, and he was having a hard time with his mobility.
Yep.
So the Mayhews moved, and when they moved, they left a lot of Peter's belongings in the attic, and they honestly forgot about it. They knew it was up there. They couldn't get up there to get it, so they ended up moving and leaving the stuff. Well, Mr. Mayhew died. The great Peter Mayhew died in 2019, 2018, maybe 18 or 19, real close in there.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, an auction company has posted this incredible find from the house, the box of original Star Wars items from Peter Mayhew, which included, but not limited to, the original Star Wars script, the original, like the very, very first one that ever touched his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of original Star Wars goodies. And Mrs. Mayhew spoke through the Peter Mayhew Foundation, which she is the head of now. She said, when we moved out of this house, Peter's movement challenges made it impossible for him to get into the attic to get the rest of these memories. It really breaks my heart to see our belongings auctioned off like this by Angus Ashworth and Rydell auctioneers. It was one of Peter's and my biggest regrets that we had to leave these items behind. His knees and joints had gotten to be so painful that he was no longer able to go into the attic to get them. I communicated our desire that Peter's items will be returned to the Mayhew family. We'll keep everyone posted as progress is made. Thank you for your continued support. Well, now there's an update to that story. This broke probably about 4 hours ago. The auction company, Rydell Auctions, met with Angie Mayhew, Peter's wife, and they have decided, they spoke to the person who owned those items that purchased the home, and they are returning all of the items. The vendor said yes. They are returning all of the items to Angie Mayhew and the foundation. So
awesome.
She is getting her husband's items back. It was the right thing to do. And that's some pretty valuable stuff there, Nick.
Yeah. That auction house lost out on some money, but they would have gotten destroyed by the public, if they would have went through and sold that stuff.
And I will tell you guys that I have been in contact. I'll just go ahead and tell them, Nick, it's fine.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
I have been in contact with Angie Mayhew, and I've actually spoken with her son-in-law, Peter Mayhew's son-in-law. And we're going to do everything we can to get Mrs. Mayhew here live on the show for you guys one day, if we can pull it off. We are working on it. But anyways, I sent her a message today congratulating her on this big victory for her and her family. So I thought that was some really, really good news that you guys would like.
It's awesome.
All right. And that being said, we have a member chat from Brandon the Anime Guy. Oh, it's not a member chat. He just rejoined as a Jedi Master. So,
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, we didn't hit Avengers here. I just pulled
All
it
right.
up so I wouldn't get behind and forget.
Okay, let's do it. After the events of the Bad Batch episode 7 and 8, do you think the Empire will round up all the clones and terminate them? Venger, I hate to tell you this. I have not watched the episodes yet. I put them on Patreon, but I have not had a chance to watch them myself. That might be something that I do later tonight. I don't know.
I haven't seen a single episode of the show, so you definitely don't want to ask me.
Fake fan.
I wouldn't even say fake fan. I'm just not a fan of Bad Batch, or as I like to call it, the Sad Batch.
So I have to say these last 2 episodes were both my least and my most favorite episodes because they did something to my boy. Why'd they do that to my boy? Why'd they do that? All right, I'm going again. Bye.
I was curious what had happened.
So Nick, who do you think I would be the most unhappy with if something happened to in the Bad Batch?
He has no idea.
Oh, he's not watching. Rampart, my boy Rampart. They threw him
I don't know who. I don't even know who Rampart is.
Palpatine showed up and they threw him under the bus. They blamed him for everything. It's all his fault. So bad.
Rampart, is that the guy with the blue horns?
No, Rampart is Tarkin's protege. He's the Imperial admiral who's give me your chain codes. Let's get the stormtroopers going. He's the guy who destroyed Kamino.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he was in season 1.
Yeah. So it all comes to pass in the Senate about what happened and why did all this? Because Rampart said it was a storm. I said, if that thunderstorm happened and the whole place went down, and they're like, what? So Palpatine shows up. He's like, all right, he's treason. It's his fault. It's all his fault. I was like, no, don't do that to my boy. Don't do that to my
boy. Let's see. The Matt Cave sent in a $5 super chat. The real question is, am I getting Diablo 4 on PS5 or PC?
PC.
I'm getting it on PC.
That's a PC game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a mouse and keyboard game.
You don't play Diablo with a controller?
Yeah. No. Definitely get it on PC, Matt Cave.
Yeah.
Definitely. Which me and Coach will definitely be playing that game. So if anybody else is going to be playing it, you guys could jump in with us.
Oh, absolutely. If anybody knows gaming, we got 2 people here, Matt Cave and JJ. So, they know the deal. So good to see you, Jake James. All right. So up next, boys, we've got, Matt left us. It's okay. Little news. I don't know. We haven't talked about this, Nick. So the upcoming Empire magazine, The Mandalorian returns with a big, huge spread about all things Mandalorian. We got interviews. You got Pedro Pascal. And as you scroll down, you got this image right here. Now, have you seen this image, Nick?
Tronverse?
No. I understand why you would say that, but so
I've not seen it.
All right. So take a look and tell me what you see.
Looks like Boba Fett's helmet is in there.
Where at?
His is the one at the very bottom on the right. Yeah,
that's
one.
The only thing worth pointing out. I mean, yeah, we don't know who all these people are. You obviously got the armor and Sabine there that we think, but right there, folks, this has made headlines. And it's kind of funny to me that it's made headlines, in all honesty, because people are like, oh my gosh, Boba Fett is going to be in The Mandalorian Season 3. Did you not think that he was going to be?
Yeah, that's not surprising to me at all.
He needs to be.
Yeah.
In season 3 of the book, or of Mandalorian. I almost did it again. So yeah, exactly, Ted. Gasp. Like, that's not major news to me. But I guess people are just getting amped up and excited about it. And I am. I'm excited about seeing him again and all these folks with these helmets. That's going to be good stuff there.
Yeah.
So up next, what we've got, this is actually from Empire. The Mandalorian season 3 opens up the world of Mandalore and the Mandalorian, says Pedro Pascal. And let's see exactly what is said here. Strap in, everyone. The Mandalorian is blasting back into the Star Wars galaxy. Din Djarin is about to return in the long-awaited season 3 with Grogu back at his side. Ugh. And a fresh batch of adventures on the horizon as Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni's epic saga barrels into a new era now with the writer-director Rick Shoot. Y'all thought I was kidding on the video the other day. Go ahead, Risman. Famuyiwa?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's close.
Famahuhu. Famahuhu.
At least your shirt's on. At least your shirt's on tonight.
Shut it.
Yeah.
Joining on as executive producer. So that's pretty cool. There's plenty to look forward to. Not only is Pedro Pascal's former bounty hunter facing the ramifications of choosing to remove his helmet, a total no-go in the branch of the culture and belief system, in order to look Grogu in the eyes, but it's a journey. He did more than that. Like, he took his helmet off more than just that moment.
But Coach, one thing that I picked up on, because I've seen some other folks who are like, he needs a new Razor Crest, but did you see that the words former bounty hunter? So what is he? What is it? Says former bounty hunter.
I guess so. Do you think that they're typing that? So honestly, I'm going to say that is just poor word usage by Empire.
You think
there's no way they know? There's no way.
I don't think he's a bounty hunter anymore.
He's a bounty hunter, just not employed at the moment. He's taking a sabbatical to go get his crap right.
I think he's Space Dad, Mandalorian, Darksaber wielder.
His life might take a turn to the point of where he doesn't have to take bounties and to make money and all that sort of stuff.
Maybe they have an apartment now on Navarro. Maybe he's a homemaker. Maybe he's Din Djarin, a homemaker. When I saw former bounty hunter, I was like, well, maybe that's why he just got his hot rod now. He doesn't need a new Razor Crest.
My favorite thing about The Mandalorian, if I had to say one line, I could bring you in warm or cold.
Yeah.
Please don't lose that.
And this is the thing that makes me the most concerned for Mandalorian season 3, because it seems like they're changing the recipe. It seems like they're changing that successful recipe to be something else. And that something else could still be good, but I think these words matter. I think this is very purposeful.
Yeah.
Come on, Matt. Empire doesn't
I think he's moving away.
I think this is too much speculation for me. Like, look.
I bet we don't see him go on one bounty run.
Not in this season.
I don't think we'll ever see it again.
Never again.
All right.
That's
man.
I don't mean to be Rissy Downer on this stream, Coach, but I think his bounty hunting days are over.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to know what the chat thinks. Look,
poll time.
Y'all might be right. I just don't like it. Like, if you I get that he's doing the most important thing right now to him, which is going to regain his honor. He's on a journey to regain his honor and be a Mandalorian again. So it makes sense he's not going to be bounty hunting during that, as he's on a quest to go to Mandalore and do this. After that's all said and done with, what's he going to do then? Okay, you regained your honor. You better not remove your helmet. What's he going to do? Be cooking eggs at the Waffle House?
But if you...
He's going to be a part of something bigger beyond bounty hunting, I think.
He is the rightful ruler of Mandalore right now. Whether any of us cares, whether I care about, I'm not gonna project, whether I care about Mandalore or not, as soon as he got that Darksaber, he is the rightful ruler of Mandalore. So is he going to rule Mandalore or not?
No.
But I think what he knew from bounty hunting, I think that's done. And this is my biggest issue with what they've done with the Mandalorian story. I don't want to rant again about Book of Boba Fett. I can if we want, if it's that kind of stream, right? But I'm like, so we're moving forward on a story now, which I've seen, and we're going to see more of it. Favreau and Filoni are both talking up. This is something different. This is the maturation of the character. This is how the story progresses. And I'm like, that's fine. I liked Din Djarin Bounty Hunter like you did, Coach. I liked him with Grogu. You know what I mean? I that's what got me into the series. And so
freaking Grogu. He's the one that got in the way of him being a bounty hunter.
And so he sent him away. He sent him away, and R2 Ubered him back. And so that impediment, if you will, to being a bounty hunter is back. And Maria's being a little bit facetious, but if you look back at that image in this Empire exclusive, and once this becomes available, I'll buy it. We can get the real article. But now it looks like Mommy and Daddy and Grogu. Now it looks like she's the mother figure in this scenario. And you've seen it in the teaser. Well, did you think your daddy was the only Mandalorian? They're doing something here.
Oh my gosh!
That I'm like, I hate.
I didn't see it that way. But wow, you make a compelling case.
I hate to poop on the flagship show.
Well, look, I can't blame Din Djarin for that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, she's amazing. I mean, Katie Sackhoff, yes, please and thank you. Right? I can't. I've loved her since Battlestar reboot and everything she's been in. I'm a huge fan. I'm just saying what they're doing here. Give us a compelling story in Mando 3, okay? But I'm really jaded. I'm really jaded over this whole thing, and it's because what's up, Jay? And it's because of what they did to us in Book of Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. And this is why I'm going to plug it again, Coach. This is why next week I am so much more excited for Picard Season 3 coming out than I am.
I can't wait to see Picard Season 3.
In a few weeks for Mando 3, because that's me. That's where I'm at.
I'm with you. So let's see what else they say here. Pedro Pascal, he says, it's fair to say that the scope of the new season, delving further into the Mandalorian mythology Filoni helped establish in the Clone Wars, is about to get bigger. What I love most about Season 3 is how much the world opens up in terms of Mandalore and Mandalorians. Pedro Pascal tells Empire in the world exclusive The Mandalorian Season 3 issue. He says that means so many different facets of culture, politics, and rules and discoveries. Delicious doors are flying wide open. Adding complications to his quest for forgiveness, Mando now wields the much-contested Darksaber, a hard-fought-after weapon with a weighted history for the Mandalorian people and special significance for his fellow Mandalorian warrior, Bo-Katan. So there you have it, folks.
Nothing mentioned about bounty hunting, right? Nothing mentioned about getting back to his old ways. I
mean,
if there
I
is-
just,
if
it's
there
so
is another
funny
season-
though that you say that, like the former bounty hunter, like when I literally just breezed right by that, did not even see it, you know?
Well, let's wait and see, because you know what's going to happen next. Vanity Fair is going to have their bit. EW, Entertainment Weekly, is going to have their bit. Let's see how much more they lean into this. But that's why I say they're leaning into the Mandalorian intrigue and some of the rest of it, and they're leaning away from, I can bring him in warm or I can bring him in cold, because I don't think that's what it's all about anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like most of the chats with you too. I guess, I don't know, man. Like Boba Fett's not a bounty hunter anymore either. He's a crime lord. So,
but I want to see him. I hope they give him his due. I hope in 8 episodes of Mando 3, he gets 2 kick-ass Boba Fett episodes. I mean, turnabout's fair play, right? Mando got 2 episodes in Book of Boba Fett. Why can't Boba Fett should have at least 2 episodes of kick-ass time?
Yeah,
in Mando 3, in my opinion.
Yep, I'm with you. So what is the chat saying? Bounty hunting is too repetitive for storyline arcs. I was about to say I agree with that. I'm not going to say I agree with it. I'm just going to say I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. I might agree with it. Maybe. Boba Fett.
And he worked out. That was so upsetting, right? You know, there was that, I think I sent it to you, right? There was that TikTok where he was with his trainer and he's like, they're calling me Boba Fett. You know, he's like doing curls. He's like, we can't do this anymore. I'm like, oh my God. The poor guy heard it. He's like, he's crushed that we're calling him.
He got fat shamed by the fandom. That's funny.
I would love to have a couple of beers with Tem and really understand how he felt about Book of Boba Fett season 1. We've seen some of the interviews. We are filling in the blanks that he wasn't super excited about, you know, the way it all went down at the end. I want him to have a great role in Mando 3. I'm watching Mando 3 for 2 reasons. One, I want to know what happens with the Imperial Remnant and Giancarlo, as you know, my favorite. What's going on with Gideon? And I want to have Boba Fett come back and kick ass. Those are the reasons why I'm going to watch Mando 3.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to watch Mando 3 because it's the best Star Wars that we've gotten in, I don't know, since 2005.
You know me,
my opinion.
And if Donna's still out there, or Mary, or any of them, they're going to laugh when I say this, but I think, for me, Andor is a better series than Mando.
I understand. Everybody here knows that, Matt. We all.
I know. The lone call and the wolf, right?
Look, we got to go back to King's Advisors.
Oh,
to
I
a
missed
$5
one.
super
Sorry.
chat. Yeah, no, it's not your fault. Bounty hunting was a way to support the clan. I agree he should end as a bounty hunter or some sheriff type thing, but the overall purpose of bounty hunting will be gone. And that's just sad to me. That's just, I get it. It doesn't mean that the show can't be better or great or anything. I just hate to see that part of him go. You know, I realize that there's more important things going on in Star Wars. So just tell me a good story. And, you know, and maybe it'll even be even better. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we'll get a glimpse here and there of him being a bounty hunter unofficially. You know what I mean? Like wrecking some people.
And Coach, for me also, I think there was one of those articles that I found, and they're like, I don't know, it was maybe not one of my favorite sources. I remember forget whose article it was, but they're like, do we need more Mandalore? I mean, how much more Mandalore do we need? How much more Mandalorian intrigue for folks who have followed it through the Clone Wars and Rebels and everything in the comics and everything that we've gotten until now? And it's like, here comes Filoni again with this hard-on for Mandalorians, right? and Well, yeah, it wasn't a no. Was it a no? I mean, you can play it if you want, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm on the break. But you know what I'm saying, right? It's like he's into this. He's really. If it's not Ahsoka, it seems to be Mandalorians, and Ahsoka is Mandalorian adjacent, right? But given Sabine and some of all the rest of that happened,
Yeah.
you know, in that story, and I'm like, I'm not anti-Mandalorian. I'm not anti-lore. But it's like you set up a whole series that was doing a thing, and now this is a new thing. You better stick to landing. Otherwise, I don't know.
I agree, and we'll find out in the very near future, won't we? I can't wait for those mornings, everybody, where we're getting up at like 2 a.m.
I was going to say, are you? I'm putting you on the spot, but are you planning a watch party for the first release, or are you going to do it later on? What are your plans? We never talked about it yet, but what are your plans for the Mando coming back?
So
At least for the first episode, right? We should.
I think for the first episode, I might actually just take off work that day.
Yeah.
So I'll get up at 2 a.m. Or I'm sorry, I'll get up at 1. Shoot, you know what? If I'm taking off work, we'll probably live stream up until it drops.
Yeah.
Then me and Nick will jump in our recorded video as we watch it. We'll release that on Patreon. Then we'll go live and talk about it afterwards. And we'll probably live stream the whole next day. That's probably what. Look, the Star Wars fandom has only been waiting on this for how long?
It's been a minute.
Think about how long ago with what happened with Gina Carano. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a long minute. We're finally getting the continuation of the story that we have been wanting. So we'll see. We'll see. I am excited. Debbie Young, 1999. Thank you, Debbie. Matt is only half right, in my opinion, which also means you're half wrong, by the way. Just want to throw that in there.
Half right is a good track record for me, Coach. I'm very happy with that, by the way. No problem here.
The show was called The Mandalorian, not The Mandalorian Bounty. So now he is the ruler of Mandalore and must bring the tribes together. Bo-Katan is not going to raise Grogu. I think she gets her information from Star Wars Meg.
So my issue.
I love you, Debbie.
My issue is why do we care about anyone bringing the tribes of Mandalore together? I feel like they haven't. This is my intrinsic problem. For anyone who's not seen any of the backstory, Clone Wars, Rebels, and any of the rest of it, and they're watching it on face value, why do we care about this story? The only reason we care about this story is because he took his helmet off and his clan of 2 other people didn't like it. This does not compute to me, right? Boba Fett had more Gamorrean guards.
Boba Fett had 2 Gamorrean guards.
Yeah, so Boba Fett and Finnick and his 2 guards are a bigger clan than Mandalorian and Din Djarin and the Armorer and one other dude. Right? Yep. I don't understand why we've gotten invested in this part of the story. And to invest us in this part of the story, if it was supposed to be those 2 shoehorned episodes in Book of Boba Fett, shame on them 3 times now. Mm-hmm. Because I just don't get it. Personally, do not get it. Doesn't mean it can't be good. Doesn't mean I'm not going to watch it. Doesn't mean I don't like The Mandalorian. I'm just perplexed.
Yeah. So I don't care. I mean, I watched Clone Wars, and I like to say that I love the Clone Wars. I don't, I'm going to be hard. I'm going to be critical of myself right now. I guess I really don't. I like the Clone Wars a lot. I watched the entire thing all the way through once. If you only watch something all the way through once, can you say that you love it?
I've watched Rebels 4 times, maybe 5 times all the way.
I've watched
through.
Rebels once. There's some episodes that I've seen more than once, but Clone Wars, one time through, and some great episodes. I mean, fantastic. But can you really say that you love something if you've only seen it one time through? Like, I've seen Game of Thrones all the way through 4 times. I love Game of Thrones. Thank you, Nick, for giving me to watch that show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love that show.
And I got coached to watch Breaking Bad, which is another awesome show.
I really
helped Nick. I helped.
Oh, did you? Awesome.
Yes. I talked to Matt about it more than you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's easier to get a
But
hold of.
I have to say for me, hot take, I think Better Call Saul is actually better than Breaking Bad for me.
I do too. It's just a different taste, and I like it.
It's very different from Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul is awesome.
Breaking Bad was more
show.
suspenseful and more action packed. Better Call Saul was freaking hilarious.
It was
because that character, everything he does is funny.
Bob Odenkirk, Giancarlo, the rest of the cast. I know this is not. I know we're not Echo Base. We're not Breaking Bad Network. But,
get used to it, everybody, because we're going to be talking about non-Star Wars stuff on the network here. So right, Nick?
We got to start moving in that direction.
We got to.
Yeah,
we got to.
There's lots of great things we all love in this fandom.
There is.
Also that we have this community also loves.
Hey, throw a poll out, Nick. Should we cover non-Star Wars items throughout the week?
All right.
So I don't even know where we were headed with all that, but this is what I was saying, Matt. I don't care about what they do with Mandalore either. Let Din Djarin.
I was ranting on Debbie saying, "Oh, he's reuniting Mandalore now."
I don't care about Mandalore. Let him get his honor back and feel good about himself, and then let's move on. Now, if a reunited Mandalore is going to help in this struggle against this great enemy that's out in the unknown regions or whatever it is, okay, I get that. But you got a lot of storytelling to do before you pull that off.
Yeah,
because these jokers have been nowhere. It's just like It's just like the New Republic. Where they've been. I got an X-wing pilot flying around eating Doritos. That's all we've seen of the New Republic. So we need a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Talking about shoehorning, don't shoehorn the New Republic in. And if they want to really get our attention, give us a Leia scene with the New Republic. Then we'll be bought in.
It's gonna be Mon Mothma. It's gonna be
and I'm okay with that. Mothma. What about Admiral Akbar?
Please, I think our buddy is coming to Celebration, but I think he's coming.
Tim Rose.
Tim Rose is coming as a result of
because he lives over there,
and the fact of all that. But please bring him back.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I would be excited to see Mon Mothma, but if you give me Admiral Akbar and he actually is like
has a role,
the leader,
yeah.
Well, like Genevieve kind of makes sense, right? With everything that's going on with Andor and all the rest of it, I think we have a good chance of.
But Akbar should be in charge of the fleet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We should see him in that leadership role after Jedi. I would be all for that.
I'm with you. All right, the C-Man with $10 was hoping to get back to an episodic story of the week like TV used to be, like old Kung Fu and 80s Incredible Hulk. Disney Plus shows try too hard to be long movies.
Yeah, Disney Plus stuff just, man, they don't got a whole lot of good stuff going over there. Now, I will give them high praise for the documentary they did on Industrial Light and Magic.
That was good.
That if you guys in chat have not seen,
they did that right.
What was the name of that documentary?
Industrial Light and Magic.
It was, yeah, you got it.
Yeah, Industrial Light and Magic on Disney Plus. If you have another way of, if you don't have Disney Plus,
it couldn't be better. It's as good as it can be.
Yeah, definitely use other means to get a copy of that documentary and watch it, I can't say it enough. Highly recommend it.
Subscribe to Disney Plus. It is your destiny.
Wait, Coach, you could put it on Patreon,
Give in.
right?
Give in.
Coach, you could
Shut up, Matt.
We could put it on Patreon.
You don't tell me to put that on my Matt.
I'm
That's
just
my
saying-
Patreon.
I would say
You hit the buttons back here. That's about it. Okay.
You don't give suggestions.
Yes, we will put Industrial Light and Magic on our Patreon.
Yeah.
So yes, the
Good.
whole thing
Good.
shall be done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have a copy of it, Coach, on your computer?
You like putting me to work? I don't know.
I'll get it right now.
Well, let me make sure. I got all of Icons Unearthed.
Oh wait, Red Tiger. Wait, Red Tiger is finally Coach reining Matt in. Yeah. Red Tiger, you know you love Andor. I'm gonna get you to say it before it's over. You are #1 Andor fan, Red Tigers. You totally are. You totally are.
Bo-Katan in Jim Cocker's voice. You can keep your hat on.
That's great. That's great.
Appreciate that, Decree. Y'all are awesome, man. Y'all are awesome.
Does KG not know you, Coach? When did Coach turn so feisty?
I think I'm just usually more, diplomatic, easygoing. I'm just playing, I just had a whole cup of coffee, that's it. Are we ready to move on to the next thing, or are we staying here, Nick?
Yeah, I'm trying to find this documentary.
Okay. All right. Well, while he's doing that, we got two huge news items that we've mentioned, and we want to do it again with you.
Is what it's called, Light and Magic.
Yeah, Light and Magic. That's right.
That's what I said.
Let's see.
Keep going, Coach.
That ain't what I said, but I'm going to say it's what I said. It's what I said.
It's not. Keep going. Keep going. Oh my.
Oh gosh. All right, here we go.
All right, I'm getting it.
Rumor.
I'll be right back.
Walt Disney executives see Star Wars brand as damaged. Allegedly have new plan involving Rey and Baby Yoda. And we all know this news, I believe. If you do not know this news, where you been? Under a rock in the outer rim. I don't know. So there's the video over that our buddy WDW Pro did with myself and Nick and Lauren Connor. So want to get everybody's thoughts on this. I am very torn on this whole thing, Nick. If this is true. Oh, we already talked about it? Debbie says we already talked about it.
I mentioned it towards the beginning of the stream, but
you better be careful, Debbie. We'll end the show. I don't want to.
But there's a lot of new people here that weren't here during that segment, and of course you weren't here, so I don't
rambled
mind
about it a little bit earlier with Nick, Coach, but we can talk
right, so I like if you're like on a. Let's say there's a spectrum between 1 and 10, okay? 1 is you would be okay with this. Like this, you could see this working. 10 is, heck no. I don't want this. This can't happen, okay? So I would be somewhere around a 5. Because, and look,
Oh my god!
Yeah. I'm not even going to do what I want to do right now. I'm going to hit the mature button, and
Please
not
do.
even.
Please do.
Okay, let's get off Stephanie, however you say her name. All right. I'm like a 5 because it could work. It could be good. And I say it, I've said it before. I have very little confidence in Star Wars movies right now. I have very little confidence in Star Wars, period, right now. Just being honest.
Same.
Doesn't mean I'm a black pill. I want to love what they're doing. But as somebody who loves Star Wars, it's kind of like your favorite basketball team or football team. Even in the bad years, you still want to see them win. You still pull for your favorite team. I am wanting Star Wars to win.
Yeah.
They haven't won in a long time. I'm wanting Star Wars to be great again.
Yeah. We need a red shirt that says "Make Star Wars Great Again."
No.
And a hat. Make Star Wars great again. Red hat, white leather.
On the merch store, coming soon. Coming up.
I can see Coach's design wheels turning in his head right now.
Yes, they're turning. There's like a little hamster in my head right now.
I can't believe it's the first time you've thought of it, but keep going.
But that's where I'm at. Like, when I see Daisy Ridley's face, it's no different than when I see Rian Johnson's face or J.J. Abrams' face. Yeah. I loathe them. Do I hold Daisy Ridley personally responsible? No. Who do I have the biggest problem with? The story makers. I've got more of a problem with J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, and Rian Johnson than I do Disney, even though I do think Disney's an evil company.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with Star Wars right now are the people that's allowing them, that's telling the stories.
Yeah.
And making these decisions. See, look, Coach, what drugs are you on? See, it's okay. I get it. Remember, Echo Base Network is a place where we can have authentic Star Wars conversations, and your opinion is valued, whether you agree or not. Look, if you want somebody to take the hard line, look,
I'll give you the mother effing hard line every single time. If I was running it 24/7, you would get nothing but hard line. I tend to kind of pull back a little bit and not be so hateful and aggressive sounding, but yeah. Disney sucks.
I was really scared there for a second.
But you know what, Nick? Like, you shocked me when we did that video with WDW Pro and Lorne Connor. You said, it's exactly, watching your face as you said it, it's exactly how I feel. You're like, yeah, here's what you did for everybody watching.
Yeah.
You said, they could make it work. That's what you said.
Because I'm thinking of the general audience. I'm not just thinking of just myself, in my opinion. Like, I'm trying to look at a broader picture of Star Wars fans out there. And I think if they brought Rey in with R2, Chewie, Grogu, who the vast majority of people love, I could see them possibly doing something that works to where people would go out and be interested enough to go out and purchase a movie ticket to go see it.
Just because something's better than the sequel trilogy doesn't mean that it's great or good by any means. But like what you're saying, if they give us Chewbacca, R2, Grogu, Rey, if they make Rey where she's not OP God mode, and they have some great villains and a good story, it might be all right. Where did he go?
I don't know, but I'm with you all, by the way. I think if the story is a good story, it could be a wonderful theatrical experience, because it's not Daisy's fault. She played the part she was given, right? She didn't write the story. You know, she acted the part, and I have high confidence she can act the part again. But what it comes back to, just like Coach, before you came on, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Iger's leaning into capitalizing on all the franchises that are parks adjacent. That, whether it's Toy Story, whether it's Avatar, whether it's Tron, whether it's Star Wars, with these characters that are all about, they could just put R2, because Rey walks around with Chewie all the time in Galaxy's Edge, with the addition of Vi, the character that was created for that story.
Yes.
Right? So when I hear this idea about the movie, which, by the way, the additional rumor says the third, it's Rey, it's Grogu, and the Halcyons somehow, right? It just continues to lean into them trying to, provide that backstory, which it could still be a good story. But for me, it does, at this point, it feels a little fabricated. Right? It feels a little targeted. And for that, it gives me, as the fan, like, okay, well, now you got one more hurdle to come over for me. It has to be a great story, and you have to show me why you leaning into this parts of it made great sense because of that story. I don't know. I don't know who's writing it. I don't know anything about it. It's allegedly the Lindelof movie, although there are conflicting rumors that say that movie's never not happening also. So I don't know. Talking about this a little bit earlier, I don't know how these rumors coalesce into something that makes sense until there's an official announcement. And I don't think there'll be an official announcement until Celebration in April. I really
So you
don't.
think we're going to find out about a Rey Grogu movie in April?
I do. I think they're going to announce it at Celebration.
I guess just in my head, it was just no. Oh my gosh,
Totally
you're
do.
right. I think we're going to find out what the next feature film's going to be.
100%. 100%. Early April, that's going to be their thing. And
look, our people, our family, our Echo Base Network family is speaking right now. We got the poll. Would you go see the Rey Grogu feature film if it happens? 1 out of every 4 of us are saying yes.
I didn't click it. I just clicked it now, but not that it matters. Of course, I mean, you know me. I'm a moviegoer. Especially if it's a Star Wars movie, I'll be there.
Yeah.
But that's a huge barrier to entry. Huge barrier to entry on the next Star Wars feature presentation is sequels characters. But what is the alternative? Is the alternative they start again with a whole slate of new characters? Is it
so
they continue solo somehow? Is it they go back? Any way you look at it, they're losing.
All right, so I want to ask Nick because I know your answer, Matt, but I don't know Nick's and I don't know the chat. I want to know what the chat thinks. Let's say this Rey Grogu movie is coming out tomorrow, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Just for hypothetical, and you've not seen a trailer, you don't know anything. It's the next Star Wars feature film, and you could go see it. First show opening tomorrow. Do you go? What's your mindset? What's your mindset if you do?
I got 2 answers.
Okay.
1, I would go, and I would go see it because we have a Star Wars channel, and I'd review it because it's a movie. It's going to be big in the news. It's going to be a interesting topic to talk about. If we did not have this channel, I would not go see it in theaters. I'd wait till I could watch it for free and wait and watch it later.
Look, Jim, my boy Jim, please don't suck.
I know I suck.
And that's what I would say walking. And that's what I would say walking in.
Yeah,
please,
Nick says it
God,
every time. It's like on cue, man. Oh,
but
God,
Nick's commentary is so. It's so. It's not shocking, but it is shocking, right? Because this is a community of huge Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
And the default answer should be, I think we can agree, they're putting a new Star Wars movie out on the theater. We are going. We're going to be there on opening day or the day after if we can't.
That's
with
how
Ray
it
being,
should be.
With
That's
Ray
how it
being
should
involved,
be.
I wouldn't be excited like that.
That's what Disney has done.
Yeah.
To the fandom. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what their storytelling has done, right? It's not Daisy's fault. It's not Ray's fault per se, but the barrier to entry is for a lot of people. If Ray's there, I don't care if R2 is there. I don't care if Chewie's there. Ray is there.
Wait a minute. Right.
We would have, so this last Wednesday, for those of you guys that don't know, Wednesday nights I do a stream with Doomcock and a panel of people over on his channel. Well, this last Wednesday, Ethan Van Sciver from Comic Artist Pro Secrets, for those of you who don't know, which most people in here probably do, was in the stream this past Wednesday night, and we were talking about this. And as a creator and a storyteller that he is, who's very talented, he said Ray and Finn and them could be good characters. If they did them right and did them justice, they're good characters. They just had poor material to work with, and their story arcs just were not good in the sequel movies. So he was saying he wouldn't be against them coming back. His only concern is who's writing them. What's the story going to be? How are they going to be portrayed? Is it going to be a bunch of woke agenda narrative pushing crap that they're going to put in there? Or is it actually going to be a well-told, make sense story? And so I completely understand what EVS was saying when he was making those comments. And I agree. I dislike those characters because the story for those characters was so god awful bad. And then of course what they did with the OT characters that they brought back, and lack of story for a lot of those characters, just completely has turned me off from everything that has anything to do with any of those characters. But again, because of that reason, that is why I say if a movie came out tomorrow, I would go see it because of the channel. But because if we didn't have this channel, I honestly wouldn't go see it. I would wait until I could see it for free, and check it out then. Now, if it came out and word of mouth was like, oh my God, they fixed it, this movie's awesome, blah, blah, and people are going nuts, and the vast majority of the fan base was like, finally, Disney got it right. This is the kind of story that we wanted. This is Star Wars. Then I would be like, okay, I'm going to go see this thing in the theater.
It's so, I hear you, and that's why I always say barriers to entry, and I get it. Yeah. But it would be so heartbreaking to me if they actually did get it right and we didn't go and see it. So it's like that chicken and the egg, you know what I mean? It's that old chicken and the egg conversation. It's like, or damned if you do, damned if you don't. I don't know. Pick your own analogy. Really, really, really tough. We got this one, and we got another huge super chat coming in. So let's hit these super chats.
Well, and before we hit that, Red Tiger sends in a member chat. She says, I'm going to say the same thing I've said before. Ray is just wrong and a thief. However, if they go that way, they need to write a better Ray than in the sequels. Otherwise, this won't work.
And the thing is, her story is so damaged already, and looked at so negatively. I don't know how you can continue her story and forget about everything that's already happened. That's my struggle with Picard season 3, using Picard season 3 as an example. Seasons 1 and 2 of Picard were utter shit. People did not like and absolutely despised and hated those first 2 seasons.
I liked
them fine.
Sorry, Nick. I like John Delancey. No, I like John Delancey in season. For me, John Delancey was the best part. I get you though. It was the best part of season 2. And on the same notion, though, the barrier to entry, a lot of people on Picard season 3 is he's dead. He's an android. You know, the first
really
2 seasons
Picard.
were great. You know, and just hearing Terry Matalas and some of the things that he said, he's like, yeah, we acknowledge that. They make fun of it, and they keep going. So I'm kind of like, is there a Terry Matalas type person? Maybe Picard season 3 is going to suck. Maybe it is. I don't think so, but maybe it will. But assuming it's not, is there a Terry Matalas type person that can do something similar for Star Wars? Because apparently it's not Filoni. I'm not saying Filoni isn't doing great things, but for whatever reason they have said he's not anointing the next movie. Why they're saying that, I don't know. Why it's not Amanda, I don't know. But they've said, or Favreau, even for my own complaints about Favreau, neither one of them appear to be involved with this next movie. So whoever it is, they just have to nail it.
Yeah.
And many people don't have that trust.
And how many times have we said that? This one has to be great. Like,
I know, Coach.
All year last year. Mm-hmm. All year.
But
my point,
Iger has said, come hell or high. Apparently, Iger has said, as he used to, come hell or high water, 2025, a movie is coming. So
good.
They better get on it.
Good.
Yeah, my point was that I was trying to make was so many people are already checked out and they've ruined the character already so much with Picard with the first 2 seasons to a large majority of the Star Trek fan base. So that is the thing. Like, if you bring Rey back, like, her story in that character has already been damaged so much and has such a negative view on that character. I think it's not going to be good for anything they do that's including her at all.
I agree.
Not saying that they couldn't make it good, but the outlook for that character and in people's mindset on that character has such a negative light on it that it's going to be tough for them to get people in seats in the theater. Now, there's a lot of course, just general Star Wars fans. It's like, oh, Star Wars movie, like, I'm going to go see it, you know. But a lot of people are not going to go see it if she's involved.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was well said. And I have a much bigger Star Wars heart than than my feelings for Star Trek. I say it here all the time.
But that's sort of similar to Picard season 3. That's what it's going through right now. Picard seasons 1 and 2 have such a bad negative light on it, and Star Trek in general, under
we got it.
The Paramount thing that they're kind of in that same boat right now.
I follow what you're saying.
We'll leave it. I'm going to make one more comment about Star Trek, and then we'll leave it go. You can actually argue that it's worse on Star Trek because of how beloved Jean-Luc Picard was from The Next Generation than it is with Rey in Star Wars, who just made a random appearance as a character in a movie that you know what I mean. There's such an investment. There's such an investment in in that character. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going.
Code Raven. You guys aren't putting 2 and 2 together. All a Rey Skywalker and Grogu movie is going to do is hurt Grogu's brand. She is a toxic character.
It's hard to argue that.
I can't argue.
It's hard to argue that.
Yeah. It's definitely possible, or very likely. I'll say likely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, Nick, I'll let you hit the super chats. Or
wait,
Matt.
I lost it. Oh,
there it is.
You got it back. Okay, you got it back. Good. Next one's a giant.
Mike and Ayers 499 super chat. Not saying I think the sequels will be retconned. I still think they won't touch that era anytime soon. They can stay post Jedi Mandoverse indefinitely. I agree, but from the rumors that we're hearing, they're bringing that character back. I mean, Daisy Ridley already had made tweets and announcements saying, I'm at Lucasfilm, having lunch. You don't go to Lucasfilm just to be like, hey guys, I just stopped in to see how everything's going.
Just in the neighborhood.
I was just in the neighborhood. There is a
Iger,
reason
she
is
back.
there.
It's done. She's coming, guys.
Yeah, she's going to be involved. I highly believe that she's going to be involved in some way, shape, or form in the future, whether that's to be in Ahsoka to retcon the sequels or to move forward with a story that takes place after the sequels.
And
one or the other is going to happen.
And like what Mikan is saying here, they could stay post Jedi Mandoverse indefinitely. So for me personally, the whole time we've been in the Mandoverse, the sequels are like a dark cloud just hanging over us.
Yes, exactly. Everybody wants to know, where's this leading?
And I need it to be gone.
Yeah.
Let's clear those skies and let it be what it's going to be.
My personal biggest issue with this story about the next movie being sequels era, including Rey and Grogu, is the Grogu part of it, because it seems to presuppose, which may be true, that this would be the last season of The Mandalorian. Otherwise, you've got a Mandalorian series running with Grogu at a particular age in a particular point of time, while you're now putting out a movie in 2025 that has Grogu. It isn't an issue for me about him aging up. It's like you're telling his backstory while you're telling his future story, both at the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah.
So, and I don't think because the Mandoverse and because the Mandalorian on Disney Plus is such their bread and butter, there's a part of this rumor that really doesn't make sense to me, because why would they? They're almost like they're working against each other themselves, or they're confusing the audience, because now you've got Grogu doing a couple of different things almost consecutively, or not consecutively, but parallelly. I don't think it's a word, but you know what I mean. At the same time, I don't get that part of it. It sounds weird.
I just saw the Melvor along the same lines, Matt. I'm not trying to change the subject on you too much, but our buddy Melvor just said in chat, at this point, I'd be happy if Grogu was the chosen one. That would be better than him being second fiddle to Rey in the next movie.
Well,
because he'd be second fiddle, because Rey is the greatest ever.
Well, we have to assume, again, this is a whole pile of assumptions, right? But we have to assume that somehow either she's training Grogu, or they're together helping to rebuild the Jedi Order. That would be what I would prefer. I would prefer somehow they're working together, as Yoda's species apparently always has done, as far as the Jedi Order goes, that they're working together somehow to bring the Jedi Order back. I don't want to see Grogu in a movie. I'm anti-Grogu. You guys know that. Chat knows that. Everyone who's seen me on any streams knows that.
Fake fan.
How's
it feel?
100%. But you know what I'm saying? I can wrap my head around a story that might be interesting and make sense. But if the story is Rey completing Grogu's training, I think I'm out.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, let's move on to our next super chat.
Stephen, I told you it was a monster.
Stephen
Yarnell with
Stephen.
the monster.
$150.
What if that was a typo and he meant to just do 15, and now he's like, "Oh crap, I'm going to overdraft my account." He's freaking out right now.
That would be me and you. That would be me.
That
and
is
you.
amazing. That is amazing.
Wow.
Hell, Stephen Yarnell.
Stephen, thank you so much. Wow, man. If we get a couple more of those, I'll be getting my new gaming computer sooner than May. My gosh. Disney drinks from the goblet of woke and degeneracy. Disney then proceeds to age at an unthinkable rate. Disney chose poorly.
Not wrong. I mean, you can see it in the Disney Plus numbers in the financials report that came out last week. They're about to go through 7,000 layoffs. It's not from the parks. The parks made money.
But I have to say, on that point, right? They lost like 3.8 million subscribers in India from folks who were upset they couldn't watch cricket anymore, and again but the net out was like 2 million something, because they compensated for that a bit because everywhere else their subscribers went up. So I get what we're talking about in regards to, a lot of the fan base that we interact with not being happy with the direction that Disney is on from a streaming perspective. But when it comes right down to it, the numbers don't bear it out. They for all intents and purposes, they increased subscribership on Disney Plus. They had a weird event with that whole cricket business and everything overseas, and I think they were paying 60 cents it was something ridiculous. I know Valiant covered this also. So I'm kind of like, it got soundbited out with, 2.4 million loss or whatever, but it was that's a bit off. They didn't lose subscribers because people didn't like their Star Wars content on Disney Plus. It's kind of the opposite. So what does that mean for us as fans of the kind of content that we're hoping that they put out? I don't know. But I just wanted to hum a few more bars on that soundbite specifically, because I think it's gotten spun out in a way that's not 100% true.
I see what you're saying there. People equate those numbers dropping to Disney's woke platform. Yeah. But the thing is, over time, those numbers are going to decrease if it doesn't change, in my opinion. So maybe it is a little bit of an indication, and honestly, this is a really bad thing for Disney because, in my opinion, everybody's reporting on this 2.4 million less subscribers, and a whole lot of subscribers, when it comes time to renew again, they're going to be like, you know what? 2.4 million other people aren't doing it. Disney's got this woke agenda. I'm not going to resubscribe either. And they're just going to continue. Like, this thing has momentum going the wrong way.
But also, Coach, I think the thing about the Disney Plus library of content, we are talking about it and thinking about it, in regards to their new content and whether it's Marvel, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's the National Treasure, whether it's Willow, those new curated series that they're doing are important to us. But there are a lot of people, especially with children, that do subscribe to Disney Plus just to get the library of past content.
Sure.
And
my nieces and nephews watch old Spider-Man and X-Men cartoons on there.
Right? And they're not even that concerned with the new stuff that's coming out. They want, my good buddy, they're watching Encanto. His kids are watching Encanto and some of those other things that are somewhat recent that are resonating with kids now, and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And so I heard what you just said, Coach, but I don't think I agree that people are going to leave because they see 2.4 million other sound bites have left. They're going to leave if the content doesn't resonate or they don't have a reason to watch the back library. And I don't think we've hit critical mass on that part of the equation just yet.
I guess what I should have said was, if you're somebody who's on the fence, like your subscription's running out, Mandalorian's not coming back out right now, you're like, nothing new is happening. If you're on the fence about re-upping your subscription
in this economy,
yeah, and it was just breaking news the other day that 2.4 million subs have left Disney Plus, that might tip you over. That's the only thing that I was saying. It probably ain't going to be like any mass numbers, but I'm just saying, once the momentum starts going that way, it could continue.
Plus, you got, and I've seen this in just people I know personally, like people that's not on YouTube, but just parents with kids that I know. You had Strange World come out, you had Lightyear come out, that a lot of people, parents and stuff, were not on board with it all, and a lot of people I know were like, I'm done with Disney and Disney Plus, and they canceled their subscription. So from what Steven's saying here, from the woke and degeneracy standpoint of things, I think there's some validity there for a lot of parents that don't like what Disney's doing with not just the Star Wars content, but just their content in general, with this agenda thing that they're pushing, that they are not going to support. And I'm not saying that's all of the 2 point whatever million people that left Disney Plus and membership loss. But I think that's probably a significant amount of people there.
Well, I think we can all agree they've lost the de facto broad appeal that the Disney brand used to bring.
Oh, it's not like it was when we were kids.
I was just gonna say, back in our childhood, here we go again.
Back in our day,
back in those. But I mean, it was a given, right? The Disney brand carried a ubiquitous brand appeal that was unquestioned, that was untarnished in what they did and how they did it, and they have really degraded that. I would say, in the last, so sad, right? In the last 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
It's been relatively recent that's happened, and it remains to be seen whether it's Iger or anyone else, how they can shine that back up in a way and remove some of that tarnish. It's very tough, but they still have all that stuff that we loved as kids available in their library of content on Disney Plus, and I think that's what's keeping them afloat.
Yeah. Well, if I had kids, like, I would have no issue showing them old school Disney content. Like, I remember growing up, you remember, I think it was either Sunday nights or Monday nights, they would do the Disney the Sunday night Disney movie. You got Mr. Boogedy and, all that sort of stuff, a lot of the Disney characters and the animated stuff. And I watched it all the time. All the kids did, all the parents. It was good family content for adults and kids to watch. And now it seems like Disney content now is like, man, we got to check this out before we show it to our kids to see if this is going to be appropriate for them. I literally see parents in that position today with Disney. And it's crazy.
Yeah, in Bob Iger's first town hall meeting in November, when he came back, he says, the company has been telling stories for hundreds of years, and those stories have had a meaningful, positive impact on the world. And one of the reasons that they've had a meaningful, positive impact is our core values of inclusion, acceptance, and tolerance. And we can't lose that. We just can't lose that.
That had nothing to do with it back in the day.
I know.
Nothing to do with it. Bob Iger's a effing idiot, and he doesn't know what F he's talking about. That had nothing to do with old school Disney at all. Old school Disney is canceled by Disney, some of it. They won't even show some of the old school Disney stuff because it's racist or something, when it wasn't that at all. That's absolutely ridiculous. He's an idiot.
Well, Stephen Yarnell, thank you again for the
look. We gotta play a video for these guys.
I know we got some more. Do something, Coach. Press the buttons. Press the buttons, Coach.
I mean, I could take my shirt off and put the Ewok mask
on. No, please
God,
don't do that.
What? I don't get it.
He will take his money back.
It's bad enough you don't have your hat on. Don't take your shirt off.
Steven, Mike, Deakery, The Seaman, Debbie Young, King's Advisors, The Matt Cave, Jeremy Turner, Venger, Olaf Van Ness, Debbie Young, Daryl the Derelict, Mattuine, Debbie Mulder, Star Wars Politics, Felix Quiros, Rogue Sarge, Donna Hergenrether. This video is for you.
Mediator has decided 1 point Valiant Renegade. That is a very, very valid argument. Okay.
Bring me some pizza rolls.
What you're really saying, Valiant, though,
May the force be with you. For me, Topoma.
and we did confirm earlier, Coach, that Nick's mom was not actually there. There was no I said it would have actually been funnier if she showed up with the pizza rolls.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Here you go, son. Enjoy your stream with your little friends. Thanks, Mom.
We got more, Coach. They've been piling up. This chat's been amazing tonight. We got
the C-Man with a $5 super chat. Thank you, my brother C-Man. Until the people behind the scenes change, why would you expect the quality of stories to change?
Not wrong.
I don't think it's the people. I'm not sure what C-Man means by the people behind the scenes.
I think he's talking about the story group involved. The people.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's telling these stories. That's writing these stories.
Yeah. I definitely agree as far as the story group is concerned. I'm good with Favreau and Filoni, though, together as a tandem.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of negative to say. I do have some negative, but not a whole lot of negative with the two of those
other than Book of
involved.
Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett. I got definitely issues. I even have issues with Mando season 1 and 2. There was some stuff in some of the episodes in Mando seasons 1 and 2 that I was like, this is dumb. This is cringe. This is stupid. Like, I don't like it.
I can't put my finger on anything from season 1.
The freaking what's her face? The curly
Peli Motto.
Yeah,
Peli
her.
Motto. He doesn't like Peli Motto, I know.
Oh, I hate that character. She is so cringe and stupid.
But
Frog Lady was season 2.
Good news, Nick. She's back in season 3, so you get more.
Yeah, I saw her in the trailer. I was like, ugh. Every single scene that she's in, I hate. Every single one.
Yeah, she just kind of doesn't fit to me.
No.
But okay, I get it. Well, thank you, C-Man. We appreciate it very much, my brother.
Here comes Mama Bear.
We're in trouble.
Well, I hope not. I didn't read it. I didn't read it. I'm just highlighting it. I didn't read it.
Mama Bear with a $19.99 super chat. Repeating for Coach. If Rey appears in Ahsoka, she's been reading too much Jason Ward.
Who?
Exactly. That brawny man.
Sorry.
Repeating for Coach. If Rey appears in Ahsoka, and it hints that there's a possibility of World Between Worlds, they use one of those two possible cases at the end of season 4 and make it into the movie. It's possible.
Yeah. Like I almost saw Mando ending with a theatrical release to end the Mando verse.
Yeah.
But
I think that's off the table.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
All that Kennedy said when she walked out there on stage with all that stuff behind her on that screen. How much of that did we get?
Yeah. Well, are we still getting the Lando and the droids show?
I don't know about droids, but they one of the it was in the news articles. Coach and I were talking about. There is a new Lando comic coming, and it's set with Lando in Return of the Jedi time frame, just like there's a new Kira backstory comic coming.
For Solo.
For Solo. And when we see those kinds of things happen, it usually means they're not going to invest any more time on those stories on either the small or the big screen.
So they're just putting it in book format for the people that are interested.
But from what I understand on the Lando series, they were giving it to Glover not only because he wanted to move into the writing and the directing as well as the acting. And so they were giving him the Lando series as his opportunity to do that in Star Wars. So he kind of has like, and so they've been playing this kind of, this waiting game with him before they could move forward with it. And now I think it's not going to happen. He's moved on to other things. So
I'm with you. Well, Debbie, thank you. And they could definitely use the World Between Worlds to do whatever they want. So
they could fix a lot of their mistakes.
Yep.
But I think what they're going to do with the World Between Worlds in Ahsoka is going to piss some folks off. If those leaks are to be believed, and the way they're using the World Between Worlds to sort of reinforce surprise, to reinforce why the path that Ahsoka ended up on was the path she needed to be on, so that she can realize the best version of Ahsoka as she moves through the series, which is the rumor about how they're using it. I'm kind of like, yeah, it's full of Filoni. That's one of my favorite ones, right?
Definitely.
Full of Filoni. Because again,
making Ahsoka the most important thing in the world.
Yeah.
He's propping up. I have to tell you honestly, I'd rather him prop up Ahsoka than Grogu. It's my own opinion.
I would too.
But that seems to be what they're doing with the World Between Worlds in Ahsoka. It's not retconning. It's not sending us on a different trajectory. It's just making Ahsoka feel better about herself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like, these are so many reasons why I'm just looking forward to Andor season 2. It always comes back to Andor for me. I know, I'm sorry, Coach, but I'm saying, the way
on Andor.
For me to poop on.
But I'm such a huge Rebels fan, right? And
I am too. I really like Rebels.
Ahsoka was billed as, the continuation of the Rebels story in live action. I personally don't want to watch a series that's making Ahsoka feel better about herself. And I'm sure there's other things going on, but I'm like, not only does it not appeal to me, but I go back to, for the folks that haven't watched all of the animated content and I only know Ahsoka from Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn, which was a bit odd in its own way in The Mandalorian. How are they going to stick the landing on Ahsoka? I'm kind of like, oh, here we go again. On that front, but
Ahsoka could really be a great series, but they could really screw Star Wars up with it too, if Filoni gets into his own head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And he was quoted. He was like, he's like, oh, it's like, oh, it was orgasmic. This is what we saw when I just filmed this thing in Ahsoka, and it was the best thing. I was like, oh my God. I don't know. How does that make me feel? I really don't know.
With Filoni and his little baby, that he created. I just hope it's not over the top done to where she's, like Rey, I think she needs to be a strong supporting character in this universe, but not over the top.
Well, Ahsoka's earned it. One thing we can say in regards to Ahsoka versus Rey, I think we can agree on this one, right? Is she's put in the time. She's been around the block, and she's put in the time, and she's been through the ringer. Maybe I don't always agree with the choices she made, but they're not my choices. That's the choices on the story that was being told. But she's definitely put in the time. I want it to be amazing because we haven't even talked about Thrawn and Ezra in the Ahsoka.
See, I'm curious to see what's going to be. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with those two, because I've always loved Thrawn since the Heir to the Empire series back in the 90s, and I wasn't a fan of Ezra at the beginning of Rebels, but when his hair got shaved short and he started to mature, I actually liked the character. So yeah, I'm curious to see what's gonna. And Ezra could even come back as the baddie side, Thrawn's Vader. What if that happens?
I hope.
How are fans going to react? I mean, that would be a huge twist.
I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're going to get the Ezra Kenobi treatment, such as this didn't work out the way I thought it would. I've kind of given up being a Jedi. I'm in hiding. I made a quick stop on Tatooine to put my lightsaber in the sand with everyone else's, and I went on. I think that part
if they turn him into a little bitch,
but I think there's going to be a part of the story that has Ezra really doubting how he handled the situation with Thrawn, and Ahsoka is going to bring him back to the light. I don't mean that he turned into Dark Ezra, but I mean bring him back and reground him. And if that's the story they give us,
and Ahsoka could be the one to do that if he did go that way.
If they write it well, and that's the story they're going to give us,
maybe Luke's involved. He's helping.
Could be. Could be. They have to absolutely nail it. They just have to nail it.
What are y'all gonna do if we're watching Ahsoka and she's in the world between worlds, and right through one of the portals comes walking Rey?
I'm gonna be like, oh God.
And then Rey and Ahsoka are together.
And Rey is teaching Ahsoka and like, no, I am the most powerful. Like,
I spent one afternoon with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I don't think we're.
He tickled my fingers.
I don't think we're gonna get that moment, but I think there's a high probability that we get the moment of her substituted for Kenobi in the Revenge of the Sith Kenobi Anakin story. I don't know that they're going to replay the whole high ground and all that, but I think they're going to, if the rumors and leaks are to be believed, I think they're going to lean into, even if Ahsoka, even if you did do something more actively to try and bring Anakin back to the light, it still wouldn't have worked out. He still would have become Darth Vader. And you would have found yourself in the same place as you're finding yourself now. And while I think it's okay to tell a story, I'm like, why? Why do I want that story if it's true?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Darth Simpus, let's roll to the next super.
I'm sorry. Keep going. Next one. Next one. Oh. Here we go. Seaman.
I don't know. We didn't hit the last one. We actually didn't read it.
Oh, we didn't? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did.
Going back. I thought we read it. Did we not?
Did we? I don't know. Maybe you guys read it when I wasn't here.
Okay.
Oh, no. He's right. He's right. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There are rumors out there that the Acolyte won't be released. Production supposedly started in November, but there's conflicting info. So, I'll call him a friend to our channel. Cameron Pasha is the breaker of that story, and his apparent insider named Sparrow. I linked the video for you right here. We were actually going to go through it a little bit tonight, but we just don't have time for all that at this point. It's a short video. He was a guest over at Lady Belfair's
well, if it's short, let's hit it.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
You can.
Right. Oh, you got to go.
It's like 17 minutes long though. It's not that short.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to hit it.
Okay.
I don't have to go, but I don't want to. At this point, I don't want to hit it.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to open up a whole other can of worms here. So, but yeah, just responded to the super chat. What Cameron is saying is that, and some of you guys know better than I can explain it myself, but that it's just they're doing it's a post-production, but it's like a screener.
Like just testing it out?
Just testing it out to see how it floats.
Why would Disney put all that money and time into
They're not. They're not. According to Cameron Pasha, it's being backed by other people.
Yeah.
To make
I think
one
the Acolyte's
video.
definitely happening.
Yeah. Well, see, I never assumed that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Until I read what Cameron Pasha was saying. I don't see how all this news is out about it. And it's not.
Well, and the House of my biggest issue on that one is the House of the Dragons lady, DeGrate.
Yeah. Right.
She was also leaked as being attached to the whole thing, and so I'm kind of like, I don't. That one for me, I think the Acolyte is happening also. There's just too much news out there that says otherwise. I guess it's possible. Devil's advocate, it's possible they threw him some money and said make a pitch, to show why we should make this series, but it just sounded weird. That whole thing to me just sounded weird.
So I'm going to start a poll, and guys, I did not give Cameron's full take justice. Like there's way more to it than that. He goes into detail. And he is very confident.
Oh, I believe he's being told the things that he said. I don't think Cameron Pasha is a liar or otherwise trying to mislead us. I just sometimes things for me, they just don't add up.
Yeah.
I agree. So I'm posting a poll for you guys to let us know, is the Acolyte happening as it stands right now? Yes or no? So you guys let me know what you think. I don't know. I was sure that it was happening. Then I watched Cameron's video. I don't know. So we'll see. Peak Obi-Wan says it's not happening.
Oh, no. You just unhighlighted. There was a C-Man. C-Man had a Toy Story.
Oh.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We have this, and we have we have at least 2 member chats, I think.
We do. Let's see. And let me hit a member chat real quick. Culture Casino, our brother. Disney is lost. Believe me, I would know a lifetime of Disney and history of Disney in my family. This is now the opposite company that Walt Disney built. Oh, whoa, 23 months. Dang. It's sad. It's sad, Culture. We appreciate everything that you do, and thank you for being in our community, my friend. Absolutely. Green Lantern 345 with a member chat. Okay, we need an EBN skit of Nick's mom giving him pizza rolls. Glad to be part of this community. Maybe we can make that happen one day. That would be awesome. And the C-Man with a $5 super chat. Tim Allen coming back for Toy Story 5. Mean we might see other canceled actors coming back to Star Wars. That'd be nice if we did. I'd be all for it. I think there's kind of a short list of canceled actors for Star Wars, isn't there?
Yeah, there's at least one. There's one that's very popularly comes to mind, but I don't think Tim Allen's exclusion from the last Toy Story movie, if you can even call it a Toy Story movie, but I guess you can because they're saying this one's number 5. I just think they just wanted to go away with that story, and they wanted to bring on some other voice actors. The fact that he's coming back again says it didn't work. And this is where I go back to, like him or hate him, Iger, the rest of it, I do think there's some parts of this about things that haven't been working that they have listened to, and they're like, that was dumb. Why did we do that? Right? Let's not do that anymore. Let's bring back some of the folks and things that people have been missing, and let's make it happen. On the points we've been making over and over in this stream today, the question is it too late?
Yeah.
Can it still resuscitate those parts of the fandom, or has the damage been just too done?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm like, we'll see. We'll see. I honestly never thought we would get another Avatar movie. I really didn't. And look what happened there. Right? That just kept going. And I mean, it's going and going. And I mean, it's like all of a sudden a franchise has been created. What, 19 years later? So there's some parts of it that we've gotten recently that we're like, okay, it can still happen if you have all the right parts to the equation, and they all fit together almost magically, right? To make that something that people sorry about that, Coach, that people enjoy. On the rest of this, I don't know. I really don't know.
Peak Obi-Wan, you have to understand change is happening. Not sure what you mean by change is happening. Is that good or bad, or what is happening while they have had plans in place doesn't mean they are going to happen. Yeah, so I think what he might be saying, trying to decipher it, is just because the Acolyte actually does end up happening doesn't mean that that Cameron Pasha was not right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I guess he could mean that in reverse, actually. I'm not really sure what he's saying, but if you want to clarify that.
We've moved in. I think the problem with all this stuff is, whether it's Cameron or anyone else, is we've moved into a time now where it's reasonable to believe that Disney, Lucasfilm, et al. Are feeding information out to folks that have a following or that interact with a certain part of the fan base that they are trying to pulse, that they're trying to figure out what's going on. And so information gets out and is fed. And again, I don't think, never would say Cameron or anyone else is misleading us. They're telling us what they've heard. They're not making it up. I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. So. It's just perplexing to me that, like, Amandla Stenberg talks about the practical use of effects that they're using and things. There's too much there for me to just go, yeah, I believe everything that Cameron's been told. And again, full disclosure, I like Cameron Pasha. I believe he believes what he's being told, and he's breaking the leak. That's perfectly fine. That's what we talk about. You know, it doesn't mean Doomcock talks about stuff might happen, might not happen, but we're still going to discuss it. That's kind of how we are here with Cameron's break too. I just think
they also
too
look
much.
like it looks like they built a significant amount of physical setting. If you believe those physical set leaks, also, it seems like they built a lot of set to just make a proof of concept. Right? I do proof of concepts at work all the time. Right? We don't build we don't build a village to make a proof
what's
of
interesting is that our chat right here, is the Acolyte happening? 48% of you say yes, and 52% say no. We got 170 people here. We're split down the middle. Like that's what. And I'm gonna be honest. Like, up until the past few days with Cameron's leak, all these people on Twitter with hashtag cancel the Acolyte, I just thought they were wasting their time typing that. Like, it's happening. What are you talking about? Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's crazy. Boy, if this doesn't happen, if the Acolyte doesn't happen, and this comes out, what Cameron has reported, it's going to make Disney look so bad. Lucasfilm's going to look so bad. You know, these other things just vanished, and we don't know what happened to them. Lando, poof. Rangers of the New Republic, poof. This one, there's been so much meat in the news about this show and hard facts, and Leslie Headland interviews and Amanda Lestenberg interviews, and how many times have you seen the panel of all these stars that are going to be in the show, and then poof, it doesn't happen? Boy, that's damaging.
Yeah, I think this is another thing we're going to hear more about in April. I think they're going to clarify. Even Skeleton Crew isn't confirmed, right? It's confirmed, but it's confirmed in the same way as the Acolyte. They were both mentioned. Originally, Skeleton Crew was speculated to be a part of the 2023 slate, and then they removed it. And so I expect in April we'll hear more. Apparently, again, the same. They all blend together. Whether it was WDW Pro, whether it was Cameron Pasha, but there's a 5 to 7 year plan that they apparently have been working on from a Lucasfilm Star Wars, perspective, that I think they're going to tell us something about when it comes time for Celebration, and then we'll see if the Acolyte is there or not.
Yeah, I'm with you. Nick, thoughts?
Oh, he's muted again.
Might help if I unmute my phone. I think the Acolyte's happening. Full season.
Yeah.
I think they're going all out. They're going to do it, and it's probably not going to do well.
But do you really want this show to happen? Takes place in the High Republic.
I don't want the show to happen. I don't really care anything about it, especially with the people involved in it. I like the concept of it, with them kind of focusing more on the Sith side of things. But the High Republic era has just been a bunch of woke garbage nonsense up to this point. The Old Republic stuff was cool. There's tons and tons of Star Wars fans out there for Old Republic stuff, but the High Republic stuff, I just don't understand why they're doing a show based on an era of Star Wars they created that has been abysmal. It doesn't make sense to me. But, a lot of things Disney doesn't make sense to me.
That's what, the ironic part of that is that in terms of Star Wars history, we're in the High Republic right now with Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, pretty much.
They created their own little section of history where they were going to do their agenda stuff. That's where we are as Star Wars is today. Anyways, gentlemen, I think you guys had a great show.
Oh, I'm so sorry about my tech. I finally hotspotted it. I'm so sorry about my technical difficulties earlier, Nick, but I really appreciated the opportunity to come on and help. So sorry. I hope
I'm glad you're here to help out, and
I hope the experience was okay for the folks that were watching. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I think everybody was fine.
Yeah,
everybody was fine.
Well, guys, one more brief reminder: join us on Patreon, where you can get access to audiobooks, documentaries, Star Wars shows. We're doing it all over there. So
full Star Wars, full shows,
everything. You want great Star Wars? Go. We're going to have great stuff. I uploaded 4 things today. We're going to continue to do that week after week. Give you guys great Star Wars from the past. It's going to be wonderful. Yep. Thank you, Matt. Nick,
and I'll put a link.
Thank you for running the stream before I could get here. Thank you for everybody being here tonight. We'll be hitting it this week. Don't be shocked if you see some non-Star Wars videos drop. We'll see.
Picard season 3. We got to do it. It's coming.
Hey, I don't see
this week.
why not. I don't see why not. So,
yeah, no, it's on. It's like the 16th, right? So I think it's coming
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
So, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for everybody being here. Thank you for all of our members. We got 16 new members. Thank you for all the people who super chatted tonight. Thank you for the people who've just been active in chat, just here and active. Thank you to our mods who are here.
Everybody that hit that like button.
Everybody that hit the like button. 176 likes. It's not bad, So we love you guys. May the force be with you, just like Mama Bear said. May the force be with us all. We are UR Echo Base Network, and that's going to do it. We will see you guys later on.
See you guys.
See y'all. Take care.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.
No, 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 no.